emotional day for both of these teams, Miami and Virginia. Miami, of course, still mourning the loss of defensive tackle Ryan Patta. And, of course, Virginia, it's their final home game. And for 30 seniors, their last day in Scott Stadium. Good afternoon and welcome to Charlottesville, Virginia, where Lincoln Financial Sports and Raycom Sports are proud to present ACC football. Today, two teams vying for bowl eligibility. The Miami Hurricanes take on the Virginia Cavaliers. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Steve Martin. It's game time. And for the Miami Hurricanes, it means 3.5 hours to put the burdens of their lost teammate behind them. And, of course, for the University of Virginia, an urgent task. They need to win two to get bowl eligible. When you look at the Coastal Division standings, you see what I mean. Georgia Tech has locked up the division. Miami and Virginia still need wins to get bowl eligible. For Miami, they need just one. For Virginia, they've got to win today and win next week at Virginia Tech. And joining me, of course, as always, Rick Doc Walker. Today's game features two teams that play defense probably better than anybody else in the conference.
They really do. If you love defense, you'll love this. They get after it. When the ball is snapped on the Miami side of the ball, I mean, it's like 11 maniacs going to man-eaters after the football. Now, Virginia now grown to 34 front. Keep your eye on Chris Long. This young man, Long, is a beast at the defensive end spots. We got a lot of great matchups, and it should be a highly physical ball game.
Now let's take a look at our Toyota keys to the game. And when we look at Miami, they've got to prevent giving up the big play.
They really do. They get after the run so well, but they leave their corners on an island. And a couple of bad plays last week against Maryland cost them the ball game.
And, of course, for Virginia, they're facing a quarterback making only his second start. Make Kirby Freeman beat you.
You better make it, because Kirby Freeman's the leader. They love this guy in the huddle. You'll probably see more rollouts, more movement than you've seen out of a Miami quarterback in some time.
Well, Miami is third best in the country in total defense. Virginia's not far behind them at number 21. They meet today for only the 4th time here in Charlottesville. More from Scott Stadium right after this. And normally the cabman comes in on horseback. Today he parachuted in to the delight of the Scott Stadium faithful here this afternoon at David Harrison Field. And out onto the field storm the Cavaliers for the final time in the 2006 season, needing a win today and a win next week at Virginia Tech against their traditional arch rival. Al Groh, the head man of the Cavaliers, brings them out, and let's send you to our man on the sidelines, Mike Hogwood.
Thank you very much, Steve. You know, in today's world of college football, there's so much pressure on the quarterback. Two guys in their first season today. First of all, for Miami, there is Kirby Freeman, who's making his second start for the injured Kyle Wright. He started last week. Should be a lot more comfortable today behind center. Now, Jamel Sewell got his starting job early in the season. Redshirt freshman, he has all the tools. He can run, he can pass, he's versatile. Be interesting to say which quarterback today has the better game. Back up to Steve.
Thank you very much. The Miami Hurricanes take the field in unison, and we're ready for the kickoff. It's Miami and Virginia, and it's not long now. Closed captioning for today's telecast provided by Infinity. To learn more, visit Infinity.com. Teams getting ready to take the field. Larry Coker, of course, it's been a very difficult 2 weeks as he's tried to see his team through the tragedy of Ryan Patta's death. 58 wins in his 6th season at Miami. And, of course, on the other sideline, Al Groh, head man for the Virginia Cavaliers, and admittedly a young Virginia team. He was working for the new quarterback this season. He knew it would be rough. Virginia, aiming for its 5th straight bowl bid. And the coin toss, of course, won by Virginia. They deferred to the second half. This is only the 4th meeting between the two. The last time they met last year, Miami won 25-17 down in Miami. But nearly a full house, and that's kind of a surprise because the students in Virginia have just gone for Thanksgiving recess. Ryan Hill is back deep to take the kick from Chris Gold, and we'll be ready to go here in Charlottesville. Two teams that desperately need a win for a lot of different reasons. Getting underway to break losing streaks. It goes into the end zone. Hill will bring it out from 6 yards deep. Ryan Hill and Larry Coker will say next time wait in the end zone.
Quite what they were playing.
Let's take a look at our Chevy starting lineup. Baby J, Javaris James, 78 yards against Maryland last week. We'll start in a double tight end set with Zellner and Olsen, Lance Leggett and Ryan Moore. Andrew Bain, and the key guy there is going to be Jason Fox, a true freshman, taking on Chris Long this afternoon. Walschlager, Morse, and Rutledge along the front. And here's Kirby Freeman from Brownwood, Texas. He's a sophomore. 53% of his passes complete last week. Had a pretty good week against Maryland. 14 of 27, 170 yards. And he ran for 51 more. First and 10 from his own 17-yard line. And a handoff goes to James. James with an opening up to about the 25-yard line. Tony Franklin comes in to take the edge off there on the tackle. Let's take a look at the Cavaliers defensive line. And what a year Jeffrey Fitzgerald has had. 6 losses, 6 sacks, and that's the most of any freshman. Alan Billick and a great one in Chris Long. The linebackers, walk-on John Copper has Clint Sintum, Antonio Appleby, and Jermaine Diaz with him. And of course Marcus Hamilton, 14 career interceptions, 4th in the NCAA with Glassford, Cook, and Lyles. Second down and about 2 now for the Hurricanes. James again, and James has the first. And he was caught in the backfield there by Chris Cook. But 2 running plays, and Miami's moving the ball.
And that's the attitude. And that's the attitude that Miami has to have with that offensive line. Jason Fox, they think maybe the more promising young freshman tackle they've had in the history. You know, they've had a pretty illustrious history.
They've had some great linemen there, Doc. You're right. At the 34, first and 10. James, the setback for Kirby Freeman out of the gun. Hill, Leggett, and Olsen are up. Handoff goes to James, trying to get around the end. Sinton in pursuit. And a good support by Marcus Hamilton to come up and drive Baby J, Javaris James. Second best freshman start since Clinton Portis out of Miami.
Now, Mike London, defensive coordinator, now grow. You go with technique. Watch 51 right here. He kept his shoulders square. He didn't really allow the play to bleed out. That allowed everybody else in the blue shirts to get over and add a little contribution to pain.
Hamilton and Glassby did just that, thanks to Clint Sinton. Second down coming at about 6. First pass of the day for Freeman. The pressure is on, and he gets rid of it out of bounds. Chris Long and Tony Franklin held a meeting over Freeman.
Well, and when you add Jeffrey Fitzgerald, and we talked about 12 tackles for losses, Chris came in with 11, 4 sacks, 5 sacks. But what I like most about these guys, they're 4th and 5th on their team in total tackles.
And, of course, Virginia's #1 in the ACC in sacks at 28 total. Third down coming, no score. First possession of the day for either side. Lance Leggett comes split wide to the short side of the field.
Franchise, this is where I like Kirby Freeman. He's 13 to 21. A week ago against the Maryland Terrapins. He keeps the Canes on the edge.
Third down conversion, that's right. They had a mess of yardage. Here comes a pass, but they won't get it this time. Lance Leggett caught the ball, and then Nate Lyles caught him right in the grill.
Boy, as a defensive back, you miss a tackle, and the band starts to play. There's no missing this hit. Boy, that's what you want. Early tackle, head-on head collision. Great contact for the Cavaliers. Nate Lyles.
He's a senior from Chicago. A junior, rather, from Chicago. Back to punt. Brian Monroe. He's 3rd in the ACC at 42.5. Gets this one off the side of the foot. Mike Brown is going to wave it off. It takes a very liberal Miami bounce, and he'll get it inside the 10. It wasn't pretty, but Brian Monroe got it done.
Got the results.
Right. And they'll go down to the 8-yard line. It's a 50-yard punt. No return for Virginia. They get it back at their own 8 when we come back to Charlottesville. No score here in Virginia as the Virginia Cavaliers come out over the football for the first time, and bringing them out over the football will be redshirt freshman Jameel Sewell from Richmond, Virginia, and Hermitage High School in his 8th straight start. Gives you the yawn to start the day. He's all ready to go, isn't he? 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's completed 57% of his passes. Had a rough week last time in the loss to Florida State. His first pass to one of his double tight ends. That's Jonathan Stupar. And he gets after the 13-yard line for a quick gain of about 5 yards. Let's take a look at Virginia's offense. And, of course, the fourth best rushing back in the ACC is Jason Snelling. Stupar and Santee, the double tight ends. The second best receiver in the ACC, Kevin Ogletree, along with Fontel Mines. Up front, who's the next best lineman at Virginia? It's that guy, Brandon Albert, with Stair, Lipsey, Cunningham, and Will Barker. Second down coming in about 4 after the gain of 6. Pass to the other tight end, and this is going to be Phillips, and Phillips is on his horse for more. Phillips with another big play gets out over midfield and in Miami territory at the 43. Baraka Atkins has to bring him down with help from Glenn Sharp. It's a 44-yard hookup, and Al Groth said big plays are what beats Miami. They just sprung one.
Also, to start the two tight end situation, you're going to get a block here by the wide receiver Williams. Now watch this. Of course, the tight ends can do it all. It's speed, smart, good looks, charm. And here, you know, he's not the fastest guy on the field, but he got a break by Williams, the wide receiver. Big play for the Cavaliers.
First and 10 at the Miami 44. Sewell to pass again. Hasn't run yet. They've gone to Fontel Mines, and this is for a medium gain to the 39-yard line. Brandon Merriweather comes out with the tackle. Now let's take a look at Miami defense. Calais Campbell is as good as they come. Therese McCray playing in spot, occupied formerly by, of course, Brian Powder, Brown, and Baraka Atkins. The linebackers move around this week. John Beeson, Glenn Cook, Daryl Sharpton starting in the linebacker spot. Brandon Merriweather, Glenn Sharp, Randy Phillips, and Levon Ponder. A very, very good secondary for Miami. Handoff goes to Snelling. He tries to turn the corner. His interference falls down, and he gets to the 39, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Phillips coming up to make the tackle for Miami.
This defense is so good at the point of attack. Stupar had a really nice block and conserved the edge, but yet the pursuit is just so dominant that you can't turn corners on it.
No, you can't. And when you're, when your pulling guard falls down,
well, that's not going to help.
That's going to blow it up. Third down coming, no score. 3rd and 5 for Virginia. The rollout for Sewell. The pass complete. It's Fontel Mines. He puts the ball ahead of the marker, and they're going to give him the spot. The official put it down right on the orange sleeve. Glenn Sharp comes up with the tackle, and it looks like Virginia's kept them chains moving.
You talk about hidden yardage, and I know Coach Groh was not happy that that punt was allowed to bounce back to his 11, but this is the little thing. Good route, he kept a good stem, and watch the last effort right there. See, that gets you, that's the difference between a first down and a punt.
I'll tell you what, though, Glenn Sharp made a heck of a recovery because he almost took the other receiver downfield on the pick.
The Canes are good now.
Oh, yeah.
Defensive side, fifth ranked in the country.
1st and 10 at the 34. Here comes the blitz. The pass is complete to Jason Snelling. And you talk about pursuit. John Beeson leads the group that pulls Snelling down at the 33-yard line. Calais Campbell was in the grill of Jamil Sewell.
It's so tough to block. Beeson usually plays the will backer. He's playing stud today. Look at the pressure. I mean, this is all day. This is not just once. Calais Campbell, 16 tackles for losses, 9 sacks. Pure canine, 6'8", 268-pound sophomore. 3
sacks against Virginia Tech in a losing effort. 2nd down and 10. And Sewell on a keeper. Sewell gets the first down and more. This is where Virginia can expect to get their rush yardage, what Sewell will give them off the play action.
Mike Groh, congratulations on a beautifully orchestrated drive because you need some deception. You take advantage of their aggressive nature. The Hurricanes, at the snap of the ball, it's like an all-out blitz. They come after you. They're good blocks here. You see Ogletree with the unselfish attempt, and we see Sewell so far seems to have his adrenaline pumped up. I think he learned a lesson against the Seminoles. This kid stepped up the adrenaline and is playing good football.
Ponder with the tackle for Miami. The ball at the Miami 21-yard line. Virginia driving. 2 wide receivers to the short side of the field. Back to throw on 1st down. The pass is incomplete. It was intended for Ogletree. It looked like he might have cut in the wrong direction. It was thrown off his bad shoulder.
Yeah, sure did. A little miscue. Receiver goes in, quarterback throws out. Merriweather had excellent coverage. The Hurricanes are not afraid. They'll man you up. They'll put 9 in the box, and they will dare you to run the football. And if you don't have playmakers on the edge, they'll stifle you.
Montel Mines, Kevin Ogletree, split wide to the wide side of the field on 2nd and 10. Hand off to the short side of the field. Here's Snelling. And Snelling gets a little bit of running room. He gets down to about the 19-yard line.
Brandon Albert, left guard, big block. Against Miami, that's a good run. You get 2, say thank you very much. Don't get discouraged because you've done well. And you got to stay with it. They try to discourage you and force you to do something stupid. And the key to it is your demeanor. You have to know what you're up against, and you're in priceless territory now because 7 versus 3 against the Canes is life or death.
ACC football brought to you in part by Allstate. It's 3rd down, and it's 7 to go for Virginia. No score. They're knocking on the door in the red zone. Sewell, pass, complete, tight end. It's going to be to Stupar, and he's down to the 5. A 13-yard gain for first down. Brandon Merriweather brought him down.
Well, the first thing you do when you start 2 tight ends, you enhance the IQ of your offense. So right now you already have an advantage against most teams. And then you get guys in who catch the football. The ball is right on the money. They're not trying to do anything fancy. That's a good throw and catch. Great call. Again, Mike Rowe is on fire right now. Play selection.
Virginia is last in the ACC in trips into the red zone. They're first in the ACC in their efficiency once they get there. It's 1st and goal from the 5. Sewell. And he's going to be brought down right there by Kareem Brown. Brown, who has 36 tackles coming into this game, the senior from Miami. 13.5 career sacks.
Kareem now gets his 5th sack. This is just pure pressure. They come right up the gut. You don't have much time, and this is why Miami is so dangerous. You get a good play, they come back and negate it. They are kingpins in terms of forcing negative yardage.
Opening drives, Cavaliers have scored on 3 of 10. And Miami has scored on 5 of 10, but they did not do so today. Roll out here with Sewell. He has 2 options, to run or to throw. And he's going to run and get in. Touchdown, Virginia. Huge block by John Phillips to spring him in. And the tight ends are making their presence known in this game for the Cavaliers.
They really have, and the 3 that play a lot of football for Mike Rowe's offense. Let's take another look. Okay, the key is deception. Look how many Canes were going that way. And then you get to land the line, a big bolo block there by number 85, John Phillips. That's deplete you when it counts.
Chris Gold gets ready for the point after, and now they're going to, I think they're going to review this play.
The previous play is being reviewed.
Now, as you notice, Sewell did not have possession of the ball when he hit the ground. The question is, was it still in his possession when he crossed the plane?
That's smart. I would have reviewed it as well. Get caught up in the excitement. Here we get another look. Real smooth. Now he turns it up. Point now. Field general. And here's the contact. Is he in?
Oh, it's hard to say from that angle.
Another kick. Here we go. There's
we can see it here.
There you see John Beeson lays the leather.
Now you can
a lot
see
of his body over. Kid 6'5".
Yeah.
There's a lot of him. His number is on the line. Looks pretty clear. Beeson, boy, look at that block. That is picture perfect, deplete you, posterized, smash block.
Yeah, they say he's in on the review. Touchdown, Virginia. And so Chris Gold lines up for the extra point. Backup quarterback John Phillips to hold, and it'll come right at you here at Scott Stadium. It is up, and it is good. Virginia scores in its first possession using deception and the forward pass, a lot to the tight end. After that touchdown, it's Virginia up 7-0. Back after this word from your local ACC station. We are back at Scott Stadium. 12 plays, 92 yards, longest drive by yards this season for Virginia. 5:18 to execute. Jamil Sewell going over for the touchdown, and that was his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. There were 3 passes thrown to tight ends on the drive, and a big block by the tight end, who caught the first pass of 44 yards, Phillips, to get in.
It was really rough. You work all week to execute a drive of that nature, and it really puts aside the symbol, the ghost of that loss to FSU.
deep to get this one, and not coming out is going to be Bruce Johnson. He said, this is how you do it. When you're beyond 5 yards in the end zone.
Coaches made it very clear to that young man when he made it to the sidelines.
Alltel presents this ACC Trivia Challenge. Which BCS conference has the best all-time bowl winning percentage? You don't know this, you go directly to timeout. Stay tuned. We'll have the answer for you in the second half of our game today from Charlottesville. We're in the Carl Smith Center on David Harrison Field in Scott Stadium.
Very good, French.
Place that has more names.
It's got a lot of names.
Yeah, than Formula Drugs.
But a lot of donors, and that's the key.
That's right. This is Javaris James, and he's straight ahead. Up over the 25-yard line, 26-yard line. Got a nice 6-yard gain. Jeffrey Fitzgerald ran into him for the tackle.
It's a strong way to start. Boy, you get 6 yards on first down. Now you're in the driver's seat offensively. You just have options. It allows Rich Olson to really look at his play selection and decide which way he wants to attack. You can take a shot at a big one or just continue to be physical up front.
You know, Javaris James, a cousin of Edger and James. 2nd down and 4 now for Kirby Freeman. Play fake, and he's going to run it himself. But Virginia has different plans, and they throw him for a loss. Jeffrey Fitzgerald leads the charge with Byron Glaspie and Clint Sintim.
Well, Fitzgerald is a cyborg. And he's showing you now week in and week out, just discards Rutledge, who's 325 pounds. We've seen Sintim and what he's done, playing real responsibility football. Keep the shoulders square, pursue the football.
Crowd's into it now on 3rd down as you look over the shoulder of Jeffrey Fitzgerald. Big play made by Byron Glaspie as well. 3rd and 5. 7-0 Virginia. Sam Shields, Khalil Jones rather. Out wide, the top side, Ryan Moore. Freeman over the middle to his tight end, Greg Olson. It is complete, and it's close to the first down. I think he's got it at the 30-yard line. Nate Lyles brings him down for the tackle.
When in doubt, go to a sure thing. And again, Greg Olson, 6'5", 252 junior. Big, strong, fast, good-looking guy, high IQ. Makes the catch, move the chain.
Of course, Greg Olson's brother, Christian Olson, backup quarterback here for Virginia. Their father, Chris Olson, successful high school coach, Wayne Hills, New Jersey. They drove all night after Wayne Hills won their high school playoff game last night over Passaic Valley. Here comes the pass through the hands of Sam Shields, that time incomplete. And our Aaron's scoreboard. Florida leading Western Carolina. BC leading Maryland. Huge score there. The Tar Heels have the first score on the board in Chapel Hill. Oklahoma leading Baylor. Of course, lots of action this afternoon. Later on today, Ohio State and Michigan.
You know, I was thinking, I think I'd probably carry 8 tight ends.
They're up to you. Spoken like a true tight end.
Let's move around.
Disguise him as tailback. Here's Javaris James, and he's tripped up and brought down by Marcus Hamilton, Clint Sintim, and Jeffrey Fitzgerald. Hamilton, though, the lead guy, the senior graduate student out of Centerville, Virginia. One of 30 players making their last appearance in Scott Stadium.
And, you know, he's been so much fun for us to watch over the years, watching this young man's career.
One of the leading interceptors.
Oh, yeah. Sticky fingers. He's tough. He'll come up. He'll hit. But he's just got a lot of heart. And, you know, for all the seniors here at UVA, the final game here, it's an emotional day.
3rd down and 7. 3rd and 8, let's make it. Miami trailing by a touchdown here in their second possession of the day. The pass is complete, but immediately down goes Sam Shields as the ball thrown by Freeman is off mark, and it goes to about the 36-yard line. To the field we go. And Mike Hogwarts.
You guys were talking about emotion. You can imagine what Miami's going through. Their teammate, senior Brian Pata, killed a couple of weeks ago. The memorial service, the funeral was this week. It's been an emotional, a draining week for this football team, and then they had to get up and play a game today. But their teammate, Brian Pata, is in their minds today, and obviously a patch on all their helmets.
Here comes the kick by Brian Monroe. And it is going to be down by Miami at the 30-yard line. Khalil Jones downs it, and it is going to be a 33-yard punt for Brian Monroe. Brian Pata was not only a teammate, but he was a close confidant of everybody involved. If you had a problem, you took it to Brian Pata. His absence in the Miami lineup will be profound.
You spend more time with the people at the fire station than you do your own family.
They're my brothers, they're my sisters.
Mealtime is a very important time in the firehouse like it is at our house. Nobody knows good food like a firefighter.
If a firefighter says it's good, it's good.
And right now, enter the Firehouse Subs Home Field Advantage Sweepstakes. Get a combo and enter for your chance to turn your home into a football watcher's paradise. Just visit any Firehouse Subs for details.
If you want to make your hard-earned dollar go a whole lot farther, get ready. Advance Auto Parts has the low prices guaranteed to save you money. Get ready to get the best price possible on all the parts and accessories you need with our ready-to-go low price guarantee. Nobody can beat our prices on just about anything for your car. So when you want to get more for your money while getting more out of your car, get to Advance Auto Parts for our everyday ready-to-go low price guarantee.
Ready in advance.
S&K is celebrating Thanksgiving by having a 50% off sale. 50% off Andrew Feza and Martina Franca suits, $99.98. 50% off camel hair sport coats, $99.98. 50% off cashmere blend top coats, $99.98. And 50% off merino wool knits. Kickstart your holiday shopping. Where are you going? S&K's 50% off sale ends Sunday. Get the S&K Advantage. Better quality, better service, better prices.
It only happens once a year, the Chevy Red Tag event. With the best deals of the season, the price on the tag is the price you'll pay. Now, 07 Chevy vehicles from Avail to Corvette Z06 come with the GM 100,000-mile warranty. Combined with roadside assistance and courtesy transportation, it's the best coverage in America. See some red, save some green. See your local Chevy dealer.
ACC football brought to you in part by Chevrolet. Steve Martin, Rick Doc Walker, Mike Hogwin, the crowd here at Virginia as Virginia takes over 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. And it is Jamil Sewell. Here comes the reverse. Kevin Ogletree headed around the left side. Ogletree. He's close to the first down, and he may have it out of the 41. Randy Phillips ran him out of bounds, and the deception and the tricks and the toys that Virginia is putting out are working.
Well, you know, one thing about this, and Wake Forest has done this for a living. A little bit of deception. Sewell gives you that almost like I want to try to make the block, but I didn't. He wanted no parts of the linebacker, and I don't blame him. But the effectiveness is there because UVA, they're able to keep Randy Shannon's defense off balance. They're taking advantage of Miami's pursuit.
1st and 10. Virginia at their own 41-yard line. Play fake, and here comes Jamil Sewell to throw. Has all today. Decides to take it up underneath, and Baraka Atkins pulls him down at the 44-yard line. It'll be a modest gain of about 4 yards. See a helmet going out on the field there.
We talk a lot about, Steve, about the internal clock for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The great ones have eyes behind the back of their head. We've questioned Sewell's clock. Well, this time, watch, it's spin up. You know, you're on borrowed time, and he takes off. Because when you play the Miami Hurricanes, you have about 2.5 seconds, and you better tuck and run.
Well, he decided to do just that. Picked up 4 for his team, actually 3. Makes it 2nd down and 7. Inside handoff comes to Snelling, and Snelling is being shown by Miami why it is so tough to run on that Miami defense. Baraka Atkins in on the tackle again. To the sidelines we go with Mike Hogwood.
Steve, you talked about this being senior day. There aren't many seniors on this Virginia team, but one of them has contributed in such a big way. That is Jason Snelling, who moved in the spot that Wally Lundy played so well for a couple of years. He's had 700 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns, and he's enabled Al Groh to redshirt some very good tailback prospects this year.
Last 6 games, Mike, 566 yards for Snelling and 5 touchdowns. Pass is caught, and that is going to be Ogletree. Brandon Merriweather delivered the hit. It's good enough for the first down, and how Ogletree hung on, Doc, I don't know.
Well, you better hold on, because when you play the Canes, you're going to get hit. So the price, the joy is in the reception. That's a good throw, excellent catch. You get to take the pop and you move the chains.
And Merriweather helped him to his feet because he knew he got the pop, but Ogletree won the battle. Move the chains. They're in Miami territory at the 48. Back to throw. Here's a wobbler by Sewell. Coverage by Beeson on the tight end. Stupar, the intended receiver.
Well, we talked about Calais Campbell and that group. But this is what Miami does. Left side, you see, take good, strong inside move. Quarterback gets hit. There's always pressure on the quarterback.
You know, Virginia already has, as we showed you in that graphic, 6 first downs. There's Calais Campbell and what he's done this season. 6 first downs.
Savage.
Maryland had 6 first downs all game last year. Virginia's got it in the first quarter. And off inside. Doesn't go for much. Matter of fact, there's a loss on the play. Back to the 49-yard line of Virginia. Gerald Sharpton, the redshirt freshman, in on the tackle.
I just see his number. There's just so many of them in there. I mean, how'd you pick that out?
That's because Angie Littlejohn picked it out.
It looks like a blitz, but it's not. They fly to the football. They assume his pass. They'll stop the run on the way to the quarterback. So, I mean, you better have a plan for it. So far, Virginia has.
3rd down and 13 for the Cavaliers. They lead 7-0. This is their longest 3rd down of the day. Screen pass to Snelling. Snelling in the flats. He's got first down yardage if they mark him out at the 35-yard line. John Beeson has to come over to make the tackle, but it's a big 3rd to 1st conversion for the Cavaliers.
Well, you talk about cat and mouse game. This is about taking advantage of the speed. Good timing. Watch the guard. You see the 2 big ones get out? Then you see, do you get the contact? Don't need a lot with a big body like Albert. Cunningham and the group just getting in front. Let the play breathe. And then Snelling shows you he knows what to do with the football.
Tell you what, down to the 34-yard line. Virginia now 3 of 3 on 3rd down. In motion, that's Fontel Mines. And Snelling looks like he wants to throw. Well, Miami changes that as Darryl Sharpton and Glenn Cook all of a sudden diminish that time to make a decision.
Well, Sharpton, I mean, he looks like a tailback flying through the hole. 227 pounds watching. They run a little cross game. He just shoots right through the gap. And again, the operative word when you play the Canes is that you are under pressure.
Yes.
You're under pressure. You better make a move, react, get rid of it, or get pounded on.
Second, that's a loss of 9 on the play by Snelling. It brings up 2nd down and 19. Ogletree, Covington, and Deion Williams out there. And here comes the pass. It is complete to Ogletree, and it loses yards. So Virginia is in reverse now. This one goes back to the 46-yard line. A loss of 2 on the play. Chavez Grant, the nickelback, true freshman, comes up for the play. That's the end of the first quarter of action. It's the Virginia Cavaliers on Jamil Sewell's 5-yard run, leading Miami 7-0. And our Red Roof Inn's first quarter stats show rushing yards about even, but the passing yards in Virginia's favor, and that is about what they've got to do really, Doc, all day. They've got to have success in the air.
Yeah, you have to make every play count. You can't you can't turn the ball over, but you have to also stay on the edge, stay aggressive. I like the game plan so far.
3rd down and 21. Virginia 3 of 3 on 3rd down conversions, and they're not going to be so in this situation. Jamil Sewell is sacked by Eric Montour, and the punting unit will come on for the first time today for the Virginia Cavaliers. So they go in reverse once they get down to the Miami 34-yard line, and they've been in reverse ever since.
And you can't get discouraged over it. You just have to crank it back up and get ready for the next series, because this is what happens when you play the Hurricane defense.
And Wygand is the punter when they need some distance. Chris Gold comes in when they need to put it inside the 20 and keep it out of the end zone. 4th down and 1.5 miles here, and Wygand getting ready to kick it away. Bruce Johnson back to receive. Wygand gets a good one out. Johnson at the 9. And Johnson falls ahead to the 22-yard line. It's going to be a 47-yard kick. Josh Zeidenberg, who's a fullback offensively and playing on special teams, comes up with the tackle for the Virginia Cavaliers.
Just returned there.
Yes, it was. Virginia up by a touchdown. Miami gets the ball when we come back.
Introducing the most powerful BMW 3 Series coupe ever, with 300 horsepower and twin-turbo technology. To some, it's remarkable. To us, it's business as usual. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Who knew that 8 pounds 4 ounces could take up so much space? You moved the computer into the laundry room, and a new minivan into the garage. Maybe you need to expand about 600 square feet. Maybe you need more than just an expansion. Banking, insurance, investments, BB&T. There's opportunity here.
Professional grade engineering plus year-end savings equals the GMC Red Tag event, where year-end deals are part of the equation. The price on the tag is the price you'll pay. Plus, every GMC comes with a GM 100,000-mile warranty. It's a whole new level of confidence and the best coverage in America. It all adds up to a great time to buy. The Red Tag event ends January 2nd. See some red and save some green at your local GMC dealer today.
ACC football brought to you in part by Allstate. Steve Martin, Rick Doc Walker, Mike Hogwood. We're in Charlottesville, Virginia, where the Virginia Cavaliers lead the Miami Hurricanes 7-0. Miami coming out for the third time with the football. They punted the first two. This is Kirby Freeman, the sophomore quarterback. And he'll take his own option this time. The play fake to Javaris James. A tackle made by Jeffrey Fitzgerald and also Byron Glaspie. Our Chick-fil-A nugget of the game. ACC teams have started 21 different quarterbacks through 9 weeks of the season, including 12 making their first start. No small fact, Doc, when you talk about the transition. This has been a transition year in the ACC.
It really has. Well, what was it, 46 players entered the NFL draft?
51.
Yeah, 51. So, yep. Hello?
Yeah.
You don't replace them with air, you replace them with puppies. Graduate those Great Danes, and these guys are growing up, playing good football.
2nd down and 6. Pass is complete to Shields, who lost the football. Virginia's got it back. There's a scrum at the bottom of the pile, but it looks like Virginia's going to pick it up.
Well, it's not who you see with the ball initially, it's who ends up with the football.
And that is Clint Sinton. Clint Sinton came away with the football. What a play by Virginia. Shields looked like he was making good yardage.
Clint's having a heck of a ball game. Young man out of my neck of the woods over at Garfield High School. He's on fire. Let's see what happens.
Appleby hit it.
Gets the hat. Appleby with the hit. There's the drop. Good hands, yeah. Boy, and if you, as well as Miami plays defense, their offense, I mean, you feel like just paddling.
Yeah, they do.
Don't turn the ball over. They have a chance to beat anybody.
We may have a review coming or not.
Miami has challenged the call on the field.
All right, Tom DeJoseph says this is a Miami challenge. It's not a regular review, so there's a timeout at stake in this one as he comes to the sidelines to review this play. And they're concerned as to whether or not Shields was down.
Let's see, down or possession of the, yeah, well, he's taking a couple of steps. See, that, when we were blinded for a moment, my question would have been possession.
Yeah, oh, exactly.
Say possession.
Yep.
If he had possession, then he lost it. It's a fumble. Well, how about Mike London? I tell you what, that defensive coordinator, See the catch? Is he bobbled? No, he's secure. No, it's worth a look, but I think the ball will remain on the blue shirt side.
After review, video confirms the call on the field. The ball was fumbled, recovered by Virginia. First down. Timeout, Miami.
So a timeout charge to Miami, and the ball goes over to Virginia, and they have excellent field position at the Miami 29-yard line.
How about Mike London, defensive coordinator for UVA? He's got mad hops.
Yes, he does.
He does. You think this is not important to these coaches? You're going to believe it, especially when they know they're growing a young crop. Want to get to a bowl game is so important to get that additional practice time and to go out and compete.
So the timeout is charged to Miami, and we will stay right here at Scott Stadium.
Let's play some football.
Brooks and Dunn is fresh off winning 4 Country Music Awards earlier this month. Now they're on their way to headlining at the legendary Hilton Theater in Las Vegas during the National Rodeo Finals. That's right, December 4th through the 6th. And the guys will be headlining the Nashville New Year's Eve show this year, so they'll be busy, and as usual, as 2006 comes to a close. So doing a little rodeo action in Las Vegas at the end of the year in Nashville. And of course, Brooks and Dunn, a very big part of our football broadcast every Saturday as they get us going in the right start.
Brooks
Let's play some football.
Some incredible stamina.
They sure do.
Them fellows, they have been on a roll.
They not only win 4 awards, but they host the award show.
They host it.
That sounds
big.
Kicks and Ronnie, we appreciate all you do for us. 1st and 10 at the 29. Virginia moving in the short field. First turnover of the day. Neil Sewell back to throw. Has time, man over the middle, over the tree, complete at the Miami 3-yard line. Glenn Sharp stops him from going into the end zone.
Well, you're going to have to search wide and far to find better precision than this. Now, you got inside technique, beats him on the turn, the spin ball's there. Nearly a touchdown, great timing when a corner has inside technique on you. The key is you got to stay vertical with that stem. Good push, good route, good throw, good catch.
Talk about that internal clock. It was working that time. Oh, yeah.
Kid's on fire.
Ron Phillips, the tight end, in motion. A handoff to Snelling. Follows Brandon Albert. But right there is Daryl Sharpton to blow up the play at the 2-yard line.
Man, Sharpton, this young man.
Keeping something, isn't he?
No, he's a baller. Make no doubt about it. Fearless.
Daryl Sharpton starting in the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker spot. They had to move things around at the linebacker position because of some injuries inside. Matter of fact, Tavares Gooden not available today. He normally is at the will linebacker spot. Beason's been moved over there. Cook to the sand. Here comes Sewell. Pass for the end zone for Santee. Incomplete. And covering on the play is going to be Willie Cooper.
Boy, now that's rare.
Red zone offense we mentioned earlier. This is their last in red zone offense purely from the number of trips that they've made. However, they're first in converting those trips into scores. Matter of fact, 19 of 21 coming into this game, and now today it stands 20 of 22. But they're looking at 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line.
You and I both know that there's a big difference between 7 and 3.
Well, tell Miami that. They know it too. They had to settle for 3 when 7 would have beat Maryland last week. Here's play action. Sewell. Same play that they scored on with Albert leading him in. Touchdown, Virginia. Stupar threw the last block that counted.
And Calais Campbell was in pursuit. And Sewell deserves all the credit in the world. You know, I wasn't quite sure if this kid had another gear. He's got a 5th gear. If not, he would have been mincemeat. Boy, nice. You got to have play action to get around. Big block inside by Lipsky, the center. Well, that's a good operation. Finishing touch.
Chris Gold on for the point after, out of the hold of John Phillips, and the Cavaliers pretty much will find themselves in the position that Maryland found themselves in last week. Up 2 scores early, taking advantage of 1, a big play, and 2, a turnover. It is Jameel Sewell for the second time today and powers Virginia to a 14-0 lead. Back after this word from your local ACC stations.
Maybe I could crash your.
Virginia comes in here with the motivation of keeping their bowl hopes alive, and so far so good. 2 Jameel Sewell touchdowns, 14-0 over Miami. As we take a look at our Aaron scoreboard, Boston College keeping their hopes alive, and North Carolina up 10 on the Wolfpack. Florida leading by 20, and Wisconsin in a battle with Buffalo. Of course, Oklahoma has the lead in their game. Tennessee leading Vanderbilt 6-0. Our score 14-0 Virginia. Ryan Hill and Bruce Johnson back to get Chris Gould's kick. This one's going to be returnable. Johnson at the 6-yard line. And Johnson chased to the sidelines, and he stepped out of bounds. Nate Lyles knocked him out. Hey fans, time to pick a winner in the Aaron Superfan contest. Log on to SouthernSportsAwards.com now and vote for your favorite finals. Then tune in to the 2006 Southern Sports Awards this December to see who takes home the Superfan Award and a home entertainment system courtesy of Aaron's.
One thing that doesn't change, Steve. Good teams convert turnovers into touchdowns.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what Virginia did. And it's going to be very difficult for the Miami Hurricanes to counter unless they get smart on offense.
That's right. They've got to get some big yardage downfield. Handoff goes to Javaris James. He'll turn the corner. Big yardage you want, he'll get you some. And he gets out to about the 34-yard line. A gain of 13. Tony Franklin knocked him out of bounds.
Well, that's a great start. You know, I love it when it's not that complicated, because then it means it was just man on man. You get blocks, you create scenes. You get a guy like Javaris James. You don't have to be real fancy. You just have to be brutal up front.
Do your job, he'll do his. And he certainly did to the corner that time. Ryan Hill and Lance Leggett out wide to one side. Double tight end set to the near side of the field. Here comes James, cuts back to the left. And he is met by a wall of blue shirts led by Chris Long. And he stopped after about a 1-yard gain. Let's go to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood.
I got a special guest here. It's Robert McLaughlin with Chick-fil-A. He is the senior manager for sponsorships and events. First of all, you are the Chick-fil-A Bowl, and I know you're excited about that.
We are excited. It is almost bowl season, Mike. Can you believe that? We've got our inaugural Chick-fil-A Bowl coming up on December 30th. In Atlanta, Georgia. ACC versus SEC. We're really excited about it.
Well, I know Steve, Doc, and I are also interested in free breakfast with Chick-fil-A. Tell me how that works.
We got a great internet promotion going on right now, Mike. Go to freebreakfastnow.com, freebreakfastnow.com. We're going to give 1 million people a free invitation to come try Chick-fil-A for breakfast. And all you have to do is go on that website, give us some information. We'll send you an invitation to come eat breakfast with us.
So Steve, Doc, and I got a shot at it, huh?
You got a great shot if you're one of the first 1 million at freebreakfastnow.com.
Now, did you guys invent the chicken?
We didn't invent the chicken, Mike, but we did invent the chicken sandwich.
I knew you wanted to get that in. Steve, back up to you. Don't forget to register for that free breakfast.
And our many thanks to the folks at Chick-fil-A who feed our crew.
Thank you.
Feed our crew every Friday. And that is Jason Fox. He got either a stinger on that left elbow or it's the left shoulder.
Yeah.
And he's the true freshman, moved over to that all-important left tackle spot.
Yeah, and I was really looking to see for this war between Chris Long and Jason Fox. They love Fox, and Fox is holding the hand. Could be a wrist. Very difficult to speculate. Hogwood he'll be all over it for us. But this is the fight I really wanted to see. It looked like his hand gets caught up right between those helmets. Could it be just as simple as that? He pulls it out and goes to the ground and he gets hit. Boy, the Cavaliers were nasty on that play.
2nd and 8. Here's Javaris James. He comes back with a little nasty of his own out to about the 44, close to the first down. Fitzgerald and Glasby in on the tackle.
Hey, well, see, this is about being physical. And now the Canes, there you see Morris, 71, big old stud, 326 pounds with a ball job up front. Miami's got to make up their mind that they can attack the line of scrimmage and turn this into a manhood issue.
It'll be interesting to see who they line up in one of those tackle spots. See Walschlager in there. We're going to measure for first down.
Good news is they take big number 64, Jason Fox, to the locker room. And that usually means x-rays, and it's not good.
And Miami is a credit card away from a first down. So they're looking at 3rd down and inches on this series. There's Jason Fox, true freshman, pressed into service today because of the injury to Youngblood. And now we've got another guy who's knocked down. That's Alex Cole. He's a backup to Wolfslager at center, and he also runs into the mix at that guard position.
It's thin, but I tell you this, when you're 300 plus across the board, that means I've spent a lot feeding you. I need an inch.
And it is going to be Kirby Freeman getting that inch. And he gets ahead to the 45-yard line, out to about the 46, gain of 2. And it'll be 3rd down to first just like that. That's only the second 3rd down conversion that the Hurricanes have hit this afternoon.
See, Biggins love to eat. And I would challenge my offensive line. I say, okay, guys, if it's 3rd and short, you get seconds, thirds, dessert, whatever. But if you get stopped, I'm taking food off the table. I guarantee you we'd be good at short yardage.
Yes, we would. 1st and 10. Zellner in motion. Freeman to throw. Short drop pass complete to Olsen near midfield. Brought down by Antonio Appleby, among others. Appleby has already jarred a football loose from Sam Shields today.
That's a good possession pass. Keeps Miami moving forward. Down 2 scores. They've got to get on the scoreboard. But, you know, when I look at that uniform, I just want to see Mike Irvin flying downfield.
Yeah.
You know, you start thinking about the guys, they don't have the production out of their skill guys that we're so accustomed to.
2nd down and 4. Handoff goes to Javaris James. James cuts upfield. He's got the 1st down and more. That is in Virginia territory for the first time at the 40-yard line.
Javaris James is only 202 pounds, but he runs strong inside. He's a keeper. Patient, balanced, watch him make a move. I mean, half of us are flat on our backs. Oh, but the kid has, you look at him, the name is one thing. He's got skills.
Javaris James, 9 rushes. See his average on the day, pretty good. Quinn Simpson and Nate Lyles made the last tackle, but it's 1st and 10, Virginia, or rather Miami at the Virginia 40-yard line. Play action for Kirby Freeman. He's got to throw it. He gets his tight end Olsen. And Olsen down to the 28-yard line. Marcus Hamilton makes the stop. It's an 11-yard gain, and Miami continues to push the chains. We have a flag down on the play.
Well, Virginia has made a living with this little misdirection, waggle type. Olsen comes back, caught the ball off his hip. Love to see the guys lower the pads and go down and try to crush those that are smaller.
Tom DeJoseph with the call.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 9 on the offense. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
You got the 1st down, but you erased the yardage.
Why? You know, this is what the coach is saying. Son, why?
Lance Leggett, the guilty party, the junior out of Bartow, Florida. Larry Coker has a stare for him as he comes down. He asks his player what happened.
Yeah, and that's what Larry needs right there. A little tough love. It might have been too many hugs in Miami. Needs to be a few swift kicks in the rear end to get it going, because it's too hard to be good at this. And they've got a great drive going, and you get a guy that's not even really involved in the play, and it puts you in reverse.
It's 1st and 10, but instead of being down at the 28, Miami's back at the Virginia 45. Pass complete to Olsen, and he's clotheslined there by Marcus Hamilton at the 42-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 3. Talk about Javaris James, young, true freshman running back, cousin to Edger and James, and he's got all the tools to become the next great running back in Miami.
Yeah, he does. But unless his offense is willing to launch a few deep downfield, you're never going to get those safeties out of the box.
Exactly.
And that's what it comes down to, because right now, Mike London's group, they have an extra man available, and they're pretty good against the run.
Herbie Freeman playing in place of the injured Kyle Wright, who broke his right thumb. Here's James now sprinting to the corner. Gets a nice block from his wide receiver, but then is knocked down by Nate Lyles. He's shy of the first down, and he's going to be marked down at the 36-yard line. Jermaine Dias also in on the play for Virginia.
But watching kids on defense play structured defense. This is no freelancing with this group of Cavaliers. See how they keep outside shoulder position? Chris Cook did a great job of keeping his balance. He would not surrender the outside shoulder. These guys are doing it the way it's been taught, and that's why they're a very good defense.
3rd and 1 for Miami in Virginia territory at the 35. They trail the Cavaliers 14-0. And James slips in the backfield. It was a footing slip up by James. Fitzgerald made sure he stayed down.
It's also a deep handoff. You need a yard. You got 300-pounders up front. You need a yard. You go back 3 yards. Deep handoff. Yeah, he slips, but you also allow penetration. There's Fitzgerald in. There's Chris Long dominating at the point of attack. Also got a helmet right under his chin. So that was a physical play, but you just... That's a tough one.
John Petty comes in. It's 11-27. He has the ACC's longest field goal of the season at 55. But it's going to be Petty pooch kicking it now toward the end zone. It's going to be a punt, and it's taken by Mike Brown at the 14-yard line. But how big is that penalty to Lance Leggett to take them out of a possible red zone excursion? Instead, they punt the ball back to Virginia. Virginia up 14-0.
Tonight, try our new fresh jumbo lump crab cake. Then enjoy our new premium age prime sirloin. Too juicy for words. Uncompromising quality, incredible freshness. Yours always, Ruby Tuesday.
What does it take to use energy wisely? To make your home more efficient? To preserve our resources and the environment? To make sure the quality of life you enjoy is enjoyed by your children and their children? To lower your electric bill and say, yeah, I'm making a difference. What does it take? People, performance, excellence. To save money with programs like Home Energy Check, visit progress-energy.com/save.
Tonight, try our new fresh jumbo lump crab cake. Then enjoy our new premium age prime sirloin. Too juicy for words. Uncompromising quality, incredible freshness. Yours always, Ruby Tuesday.
Professional grade engineering plus year-end savings equals the GMC Red Tag event, where year-end deals are part of the equation. The price on the tag is the price you'll pay. Plus, every GMC comes with a GM 100,000-mile warranty. It's a whole new level of confidence and the best coverage in America. It all adds up to a great time to buy. The Red Tag event ends January 2nd. See some red and save some green at your local GMC dealer today.
The champagne glasses may seem familiar, but you've never seen a car virtually park itself. The new LS, unprecedented, at Lexus of Melbourne and Lexus of Orlando and Witter Park.
And our look at our Suzuki way of life, that's Devon Robb. He's a senior tackle, one of 30 seniors playing their last game today out of Hopewell, Virginia. Very active in community service. Received the ACC Top 6 Award presented annually to the 6 UVA student athletes who've given the most to the university and Charlottesville communities. 1st and 10, Virginia up 14-0. Jameel Sewell rolls out the pass. This time lets one go just at the right moment to Jason Snelling. And Snelling is knocked out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. It'll be a gain of 13. And let's go to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood.
All right, thanks, Steve. I want to update you on a couple of injuries on the offensive line for Miami. Jason Fox dislocated his elbow, as you saw. He's in the locker room right now. Let me step over the chain here just a moment. Alex Poe, a backup lineman, he has a sprained knee, and he's out for a while, and I almost got taken out by the chain gang.
You would have been the one we would have been concerned about. 1st and 10. I was paid to say that. Hand off. Oh, and Snelling finds a nice hole with a nice burst of speed and gets out to about the 34-yard line. They start carving up some yardage.
That was nifty.
Yes, it was.
It is very difficult to run against Miami. And I said if you get 2 yards, 2.5, be happy. That one he earned. He took more on that. And, you know, Mike Hogwood made a point early on. No matter what goes on with this ball game, the Hurricanes have been under a lot. They've had to endure with something that most don't ever have to deal with. And if you're trailing, it becomes almost too much to bear.
It has shown itself in several ways today already. Snelling now heads to the corner and gets a little running room. Not much, but just enough. And it's those little gains, Doc, that build your confidence against a team that is so good against the run. That's a 3-yard gain to the 40.
They take such pride in dominating you up front. But you can't be scared. And you have to have an aggressive approach. And then you throw in some waggles and things that Mike Groh has done. But it's about the attitude. Are your offensive line willing to fight? Because it's a fist fight up front.
They're in the 1st down at the 39-yard line. Triple set up over on the left. Pass down the field to the tight end, incomplete. We're looking for Phillips that time. Brandon Merriweather covering on the play. Phillips figured in the very first play from scrimmage, 44 yards downfield.
Yeah, that's good coverage. It must have been the sun in his eyes. I find it almost impossible.
Yeah, the tight end.
Yeah, I mean, on both sides. I mean, it's so rare.
All right, it's 2nd and 10.
You know, one thing about Miami's secondary is that, you know, if you miss, you have to be right with the ball because they're always right on it.
Yeah, they are. There's no sense juggling it because you're going to knock it away from them. Knock it all hard. Here comes a pass. It's to Jason Snelling up underneath. And again, Virginia taking advantage of that rugged pressure that Miami will put on. This puts them in Virginia territory at the 43. It's a 15-yard gain. Beeson and Ponder on the tackle.
Jamil Sewell is on fire. Blitz. A number count. Comes on the right side. He picks it up. You get a slip. Merriweather did slip. He would have been there sooner. But the recognition by the young quarterback is that's what is key.
Well, we talked about it this morning with Al Groh at breakfast, and he talks about the internal clock. It was off for Jamil Sewell. Today, it's on.
I want to talk to the watchmaker because they got this one going. This kid is rolling.
Play action. He falls and passes ahead, but he lost his footing when he got ready to throw. His intended receiver, the tight end, Jonathan Stupar. They've got the tight end as the featured guy today in their offense.
I have to check with Hogwood. That sun, there must be a tremendous glare.
Well, that's a misthrown ball. He had no chance.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they was throwing it. There's the sun you're talking about. At the Carl Smith Center, David Harrison Field inside Scott Stadium. As we look down, we had a threat of rain here earlier. The sky's clouded up. It looks pretty good right now. 2nd and 10, ball in Miami territory. Snelling following Jordy Lipsey's block, and there's not much yardage there. Again, Sharpton Moncourt.
Yeah, boy. Yes.
On the tackle. ACC football brought to you in part by Nissan and your Nissan dealer. Sunny day, temperature near 60 degrees. A lot of clearing throughout the eastern half of the country. A big funnel system that went through. And this is a pretty good crowd for a student body that has had or is on Thanksgiving recess. They were worried about that today, that they wouldn't have enough students on hand, but a lot of them stayed on, as you can see.
It's a good football game.
Yeah, it is.
Canes in town. Where you going?
Yeah. Mama can wait. Here's the pass. It is tipped, intended for Ogletree. Ponder covering on the play.
He was a little late on that. Just a little late.
Yeah.
And the ball might have soared on it, but they had it open. Now that's a missed opportunity.
And this brings in Chris Gold. They want to try to nail this thing inside the 20.
And you have to earn a route if you go against the Canes. Nice comes out. Ball's got to be a little late, little high.
Ponder covering on it. Bruce Johnston getting the kick of Chris Gold. Gold, his brother Rob, kicks for the Chicago Bears. Try to plant this one inside the 20, and he's done just that. And Johnson calls for the fair catch at the 11-yard line. A 33-yard punt will return after this message from the ACC.
Ready and eager to learn.
But did you ever stop to think what it takes to get there? It takes all of us.
Providing quality education in the earliest years gives us the best chance for success tomorrow.
Because we know that what happens in a child's first 6 years lasts a lifetime.
Join United Way today in making a real difference. We're improving lives, and that's what matters.
Today, tomorrow, forever. The ACC and United Way.
Building healthier communities.
Virginia leading Miami 14-0. Miami with the football with 2.5 remaining in this first half and 2 timeouts from their own 11. Kirby Freeman has some time, tucks it under. And Antonio Appleby will slow him down and stop him at the 14-yard line.
That's a good
gain
move.
of 3.
That's the difference between Kyle Wright, Kirby Freeman.
Yeah.
Kirby just created. He was able to make something happen. Good pressure by the Cavaliers.
And he comes out in no huddle. Second down. Pass incomplete. Oh, thrown right almost to Sinton, and Copper handling on the play that was intended for Sam Shields.
Dangerous. When you play defense as well as Miami plays defense, you can't be afraid to punt.
Right.
You know, you got to play the field position, the game of field position, but do not turn the ball over. That was scary.
3rd down and 7. Clock stop with the incompleted pass. Virginia has 3 timeouts. Miami has 2. Shields split wide to the top side. In the slot, the tight end Olsen.
They've got to attack Steve Martin. Miami's got to put one up and air it out.
Freeman out of the gun. Chased out of there by Long. And now he'll head to the sidelines where he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, bringing up 4th down. Look at Mike London. He's down there. He's hopping up and down.
Oh, no. I tell you what, Mike is he enjoys it. I mean, it's the thrill of this game. Good inside move by Chris Long.
Oh, boy.
And forced him out. That's excellent technique. And that took away his shot to go deep. He actually had Greg Olsen right down the middle of the field, but he didn't have time.
Brian Monroe is in to punt. Mike Brown back to receive. Virginia will get the ball back with about 90 seconds remaining in the half. Oh, Monroe gets all kinds of air underneath this one. And the ball comes back, touched by Miami in their own territory at the 49-yard line. And let's take a look at our Firehouse Subs home field advantage. Scott Stadium sold out in season tickets for 3 straight years. Testimony to how good the program has been.
Well, you know, football, I mean, you shouldn't have to beg anybody to come out and see this level of football. I mean, and that's good, but it says a lot about it. That's great. And especially on a weekend like this. This is a holiday weekend, and I can attest, I've been traveling through some airports this weekend, and there's a bunch of people traveling around this country this weekend, but they've got enough to come in here. It's almost 60,000. Sewell on 1st and 10. Sewell trying to prevent taking a loss, gets back to the 50-yard line. He still loses about a yard. And the clock will continue to roll. Got a cane down, another.
Yep, and that is going to be Taraz McCray. That'll stop the clock with 50 seconds left. He gets up. Taraz McCray occupying that defensive tackle spot vacated by, of course, the death of Brian Pata. He'll come off to the sideline. Junior out of Pompano Beach, Florida.
Steve, this is one of the worst situations you could be in offensively. When you're in, we can say, quote, obvious passing situation.
Right. Oh, yeah, because they're locked on this.
Feeding frenzy.
Here's Sewell. The pass completed, screen to Snelling. And Snelling stood upright there and tackled by Merriweather. Gets a little bit of yardage now. The clock continues to roll because he didn't get 1st down.
Boy, John Beeson.
And now a timeout call. Virginia will take a timeout with 43 seconds left to go. So we'll take the break with them. Timeout on the field. It is Virginia 14-0 leading Miami and taking a timeout near midfield. Welcome back to Charlottesville, Virginia. Steve Martin here with Doc Walker and Mike Hogwood. Virginia leading 14-0. This broadcast, a copyrighted presentation of Lincoln Financial Sports and Raycom Sports. Any use of this broadcast without the express permission of the ACC, Lincoln Financial Sports, and Raycom Sports is prohibited. Third down coming up for the Cavaliers. Pass is complete. It's to the tight end, and he's got the first down. Jonathan Stupar gets to the 34-yard line.
Boy, thank goodness Cook is moving. Who is it?
He is down. That's Glenn Cook.
It's Glenn Cook, but he moved his fingers. He took a shot. Stupar, 260 pounds, 6'3", and it might have been just a thigh pad, you know, right on the helmet, but that was, I mean, he instantly dropped.
Try to see if we can pull that play up for you here. 1st and 10 now, Virginia. That stops the clock with 35 seconds left. Here's the play again.
It's a pretty good call too. You have to have double motion. You fake here, you come back. You got guys kind of confused. Go right down the middle, lowers his head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it could have been right on that thigh pad.
Yeah.
Great balance by Stupar.
And now the Virginia medical staff comes out to help out.
I hope it's just a stinger. Sometimes, you know, you get a stinger.
And it looked like it might have been on the side of the helmet, not head on.
That's worse.
Yeah,
that is worse. It's amazing how athletic the tight ends are in this conference. I mean, I kid around a lot about it, but I'm serious. These guys are big. They can run with it after. They block well. This conference, ACC, is loaded with talent at this position. And there it looks like it's a textbook tackle.
Yeah.
And then the fact that he doesn't seem to be able to bring the rest of his body with him.
Well, tight ends have been a feature here at Virginia for some time. Of course, Heath Miller was outstanding. And they're going to bring. Well, now he's up. They're motioning to bring the card out.
Because what was frightening is when he reached his hand, his body, he went to try to make the tackle.
Yeah.
Nothing else moved. That's the best picture I've seen all day.
Yes, it is. Glenn Cook up. Probably will.
He's stinging.
Yeah. And he seems to be talking to the trainers and headed to the sideline. They don't need any more injuries among their linebackers. They've already had too many, really, so far. Of course, Tavares Gooden already out, and that caused a lot of major shifts among those linebackers, Cook included.
Yeah. No, he's okay now. Thank goodness.
Finds himself at the Sam linebacker spot. Sharpton in the middle and Beeson on the will. 1st and 10. Virginia at the Miami 35-yard line, trying to punch up another score here. Pass is complete to Ogletree. Brought down quickly on the play by Chavez Grant, 2 freshmen out of Miami, Florida. Ogletree gets to the 30. It's a gain of 5. The clock is stopped again. I don't know if Virginia's called a timeout here or not.
I'll tell you this, Eugene Monroe head up with Calais Campbell, and they're having a heck of a battle.
They've called a timeout. Virginia calls their second timeout. They've got 1 remaining, and we'll return after these messages from the University of Virginia and the University of Miami. Stores is the official wardrobe provider for our ACC football broadcast crew. S&K Men's Stores. Better quality, better service, better price. Virginia leading 14-0. They're looking at 2nd down at the 30-yard line of Miami. The pass complete to the tight end. That is Stupar, but he is not going to get the first down. It may cause Virginia to call their final timeout. That stops the clock with 16 seconds left. So Virginia does call their final timeout.
They were trying to see if they could get a quick spike in.
Yeah, they were. Let's take a look at what the Coastal standings look like right now. Georgia Tech has already locked it up. Virginia Tech can't catch them because Georgia Tech has the tiebreaker. But Virginia, of course, at 4-6. They would need this game today and a win over Virginia Tech next week to become bowl eligible. And Miami has this game today, and then they've got a short week. Thanksgiving night, they have to take on Boston College. However, I would point out an interesting statistic in those Thursday games in the ACC this year. The home team has won all 6. So that's something in Miami's favor. But
you just want to have something to play for.
Exactly.
The worst thing to be in this final 2 weeks is to just play the string out with nothing at stake.
Well, both schools have a lot at stake in this one. And that's why they're playing it right down to the tee. And that's why Virginia is being so meticulous about things right now. They're looking at 3rd and 1. They have probably 2 plays. 1 to get the first down, and then 1 to take a shot at the end zone. And if they don't get that, they might have a 3rd, which could be the field goal.
And Ogletree, you keep your eye on he's been quite a playmaker for the Cavaliers. Mines had the big play on their first drive. So they have personnel. The tight ends have had an outstanding day. Let's see, with number 9 on the field, my friend.
They're going to take the field goal unit out there right now.
Take the bird.
Yep. All right. A 43-yard kick for Chris Gold. Gold's longest this season has been 48, his first of the season. This one is up, and it is no good. So Virginia gambles and decides, even with 16 seconds left, not to run another play. They decide to go for the field goal right then and there, and Gold comes up short. And Miami will take the ball back, and they'll have it at the 25-yard line.
Part of the reason Miami has such a unique ability to push you backwards, I'm trying to figure out why. That might have been it. You know, you don't want to give up a sack, get out of field goal range, and lose that opportunity if you have to throw it. You're not going to run to get it.
Yeah, that may be true, but I think Virginia has had such success with their short pass game.
I agree, but you got to try to figure out why, because it's not Al's personality.
No.
I mean, he goes for it.
Yeah.
And so, nevertheless, that is a good sign for the Miami Hurricanes.
Yes, it is. And let's go to the sidelines. Mike Hogwood standing by with Miami football coach Larry Coker.
First of all, Larry, what do you got to do, you think, in the second half to get that offensive track a little?
Well, we've got to get our defense on track first. We've got to hold them. We've had them in the hole, and we've given them some plays. The best thing we've done, obviously, is force the field goal and get the minutes at the end. But offensively, we just got to make some plays, make a first down. We're in scoring position. We get a foolish penalty, and again, you just can't do it.
Emotionally, is team okay today?
I'd say yes, but we're not playing like we are. And again, maybe I did a poor job filling their tank. But again, we've got another half. We're down 14. We're down 14 last week. Had a chance to win. We'll see what we're all about.
All right, that's Larry Coker headed to the locker room right now, and his Hurricanes trail the homestanding Virginia Cavaliers 14-0. We're in halftime in Charlottesville. Get ready to go the second half. I want to send it back up now to Steve Martin and Doc Walker. And guys, I thought it was interesting what Larry Coker said going to the locker room. He wants his defense to play better, but even he's concerned about how much this team might have left in its emotional tank heading into this second half.
Yeah, he said to you, he said, maybe I haven't done enough to fill that tank, but I'm not sure anybody could do that under the circumstances that they've played under. And right now, they're very fortunate to be down 14-0. They're in the same hole last week against Maryland, and they came back and made it a ball game.
And they can do it again as well, as long as they get some playmakers on offense.
And, of course, let's take a look at first half highlights. This caps a 12-play, 92-yard march. Jameel Sewell from the 5-yard line.
Big-time block in there for Beeson. With a block. Here's a fumble. That really got everybody going. Shields, picks it up. Nice move. You see Ogletree down to the 3-yard line.
And then Jameel Sewell again will take it in for his second score of the day, following a tight end into the end zone. As we take a look at our Hyundai halftime stats, tight ends have been a very big part of this. Look at the yardage in the air. Al Gross said to me yesterday, I don't think we'll get a good percentage. We've got to get some big plays. But Jameel Sewell, 16 of 22 on the day. That's pretty good.
He's been outstanding so far. And really the thing I like, you talk about hidden yardage. How about for the Cavaliers? No turnovers, no penalties. That's winning football.
Points off turnovers, 7-0 in that category. And, of course, the Virginia Cavaliers have done it by keeping Miami off balance right from the first series this afternoon.
Well, you force a turnover. The other thing is that they were able to take Miami's big hit and not falter. They've been able to play physical football, force the issue. I thought the play calling by Mike Groh in the first half was fabulous.
Let's revisit our Toyota keys to the game and see how close to task we are. Don't give up the big play. UVA 6 of 8 on third down conversions, despite the fact they only have 20 yards rushing.
Yeah, and only really one big play to Ogletree. Other than that, they've been able to keep them pretty much in check.
And, of course, make Kirby Freeman beat you. He's run for 46 yards, but in the air today, he's been 7 for 10, but only 37 yards downfield. They haven't hit anything downfield.
It's a side-to-side offense. There's nothing vertical. And it looked good at the end of the day on the stat sheet, but you will not look good on the scoreboard.
Tongues of flame rise from the end zone at Scott Stadium. That means we're ready for the second half of action. Virginia leading Miami at the break, 14-0. On a beautiful fall day in Charlottesville, ready for the second half to begin. Virginia 14-0 over the Miami Hurricanes. Let's take a look at our Nissan Coaches Corner, Doc Walker.
Well, Steve, Virginia came out of the block smoking. Here you watch Sewell with the fake, and watch the direction. He will point out to his big tight end, Phillips. He said, you give me a block, my man, and we will get in the end zone. Watch the block by John Phillips. That's a decleating job. Those feet in the air, they belong to Brandon Merriweather. Touchdown, Cavaliers.
Beeson was fortunate to get up with the play. And that's why we stand here at halftime. And just a few moments ago, Mike Hogwood had a chance to talk with Virginia head coach Al Grove.
Al, that was a pretty good first half on both sides of the football.
Well, we did some good things, Mike, but there are always some things you'd like to have back or that you can do better. And so we've addressed some things here at the half that we really should be able to do better than what we did last half, and we'll have to do better if we're going to win.
Share with us what one of those things might be.
Well, there are quite a few things offensively. We missed some opportunities. We played well, but we can play better than that. And against this team, we're going to have to play better.
Okay, thanks. Al Groh and Steve, they got to play better. As to what categories? Not sure.
That's between Al and the guys, I think, at this point.
you were trying to secure privy information. That was tough.
You were looking for the purple code, and you're not going to get it.
Al's not going to give it up. I mean, he's a Navy SEAL.
Look at Sewell, though. 173 yards in the air. That's been key for a team that's only rushed for something like 20 yards. Snelling they've kept under control at 4 yards. He has 5 receptions. You know how the 16 completions that Sewell has, 10 have gone either to backs or tight ends this afternoon.
Yeah. They haven't been able to. One thing that Coach Shannon will have to do at halftime for his Hurricanes is try to figure out what this plan will be and apply more pressure, especially on the wings with the screens and the options, the wagons.
And they got to get downfield offensively. To have something to the total of 107 yards at halftime is not typical Miami football. All right, coming out of the end zone, that is Pierman, and he's headed to the side. Pierman has broken off some long runs this year, driven out of bounds by Brian Monroe, the kicker. And it's a nice 34-yard return for Cedric Pierman, who has returns of 64 and 52 this season.
Every return man's goal is to get to the kicker.
And first half possessions, touchdowns surrounded by the punt, and then they missed the field goal at the end. And now they come out over the football, 1st and 10. Jameel Sewell at his own 34-yard line. And the play fake immediately to Sewell. And Sewell will get outside the containment. And Calais Campbell and Randy Phillips to bring him down, but not before he's moved the chains to a nice gain of 12 yards.
Wow, what a straight arm. I mean, that was a Walter Payton straight arm. I mean, Sewell doesn't look like, you know, he's that guy that wants to get out on the edge and run, but he's shown some mad skills this afternoon.
Look at it again.
See the move inside? That's nifty, but I love that. That straight arm, and he gets the way he's effective. It wasn't show and tell. It was for real.
1st and 10. And off now to Snelling. Snelling stood up and extended to the sideline. John Beeson makes the tackle, but it was Bruce Johnson who stood him up somewhat. Kareem Brown has words for the Virginia senior. It's going to be a gain of about 2 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down. There's Kareem Brown, senior out of Miami, Florida. The Hurricanes have been through a tough 2 weeks. They had the funeral for Brian Patter on Tuesday, an on-campus memorial service on Wednesday, and Larry hoped to get it back to some sort of routine after that. There's the catch by the tight end Stupar, and he gets out to the 50-yard line and gains about 3. Calais Campbell puts some big-time pressure on Sewell.
These young men don't expect to encounter that type of emotion, 18, 19 years old. But these kids are resilient. They fought back. They played well enough to have won a week ago. It didn't happen. And today, defensively, you know, they played well. They just got to get something going on offense and play smart football.
Michael Johnson in the backfield now for Virginia. Sewell looking, finds the pass complete. He's up to Fontel Mines, who has the first down in Miami territory at the 38. It's a 12-yard gain, and it moves the chains again for the Cavaliers.
Well, that's the backbreaker. It's the second backbreaker courtesy of Fontel Miles. Mines, the first time he did it, he extended the football to get a first down. See, he just sits right there. There's not a lot to it. You go down and you stop. You go where they quote 8, and he settled down, balls on the money, then run after the catch.
Sewell has been maddeningly efficient this afternoon in the passing game. 17 of 23 now. We've got a timeout for a moment. Larry Coker is talking with the official on the far on the side, judge. And that's not going to be a charge timeout. There's something set with the, I think, the set of the ball.
For the clock.
We got the clock going now. 13:29 rolling. Sewell, handoff Snelling. Snelling brought down by John Beeson. And Beeson brings him down at the 34-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 5 yards and bring up second down and 5.
Could have been 15, but Beeson, who's had a heck of a ball game. I mean, you look at, you say, well, is Miami struggling? No, Miami's playing hard out. They're playing the guts out. They've met a great effort because the Cavaliers are charged up. You have to be charged up if you hope to beat the Hurricanes.
Glenn Cook not in the lineup. Second down and 5. Sewell to throw. Pass is complete. And for the first down, it's Kevin Ogletree down to the 25-yard line. Gain on the play of 9. Moves the chains again. Chavez Grant, the nickelback, comes back with a tackle.
If Sewell was a gunfighter, he'd be quick draw McGraw. See, that's right on the money. That's what you want. That is timing. At this point, you cannot defend that. You can't defend it. The guy comes out of his break, falls right on his hip.
Virginia knows they can't grind this out against a team that is 3rd in the nation against the rush.
Who's it remind you of? Reminds you of the Patriots.
Yeah, it's Tom Brady. 1st and 10. Handoff goes deep to Snelling. He slips a tackle, but Merriweather catches up with him along with Stewart on the play. Stewart is one of those who is backing up at linebacker. That's Dimitri Stewart, freshman from Oakland Park, Florida. As you look at Merriweather.
Now, Coach Gross said, was quoted saying he's really not a big fan of the bye week. 6-0 following bye week. I think you should embrace the bye week.
Yeah. He's aiming for 7-0, and he's 2nd and 10 at the Miami 25. Handoff inside Snelling. Again, a little bit of running room. Baraka Atkins, Kareem Brown, and Darryl Sharpton bring him down after about a 3-yard gain to the 22. Virginia started this drive on their own 36-yard line. They are now in Miami territory at the 22, and play 7, and this drive is coming up.
And this is their 3rd long-term drive. Florida State took them completely out of the game. And with that bye week, I mean, the maturation in 10 days to me is incredible.
Virginia up 2 scores, looking at the 3rd and 7. Sewell is sacked for the 2nd time in the backfield. Kareem Brown, John Beeson hold a meeting, and they sack him for a loss. Virginia hasn't had too many of those against this defense today.
But they'll get them.
Yep.
They'll get them against anybody. What you have to do is just take it in stride. Don't panic. Don't lose security of the football.
A 44-yard field goal attempt for Chris Gold. He missed a 43-yarder earlier. His longest, his first ever kick as a field goal kicker, 48. This one is no good again. Gold now 4 of 12 from 40 yards or more. So the drive fizzles in another missed field goal, and Miami will take over, down 14 here in Charlottesville.
Introducing the most powerful BMW 3 Series Coupe ever, with 300 horsepower and twin-turbo technology. To some, it's remarkable. To us, it's business as usual. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Did you know that Bell South has a choice of speeds with fast access DSL?
So there's really no reason
to stick with dial-up.
If you just like to surf like me.
Or us, we just want a faster internet.
At a price you can afford.
Fast access DSL starts at
It's $24.95 a month.
And that's not an introductory price.
I have all the speed I need.
I have all the speed I need.
There's just no reason not to get fast access DSL, right? Right.
You got that right.
Everybody's getting tropical. Try our new holiday cranberry truffle smoothie, made with the finest Ghirardelli white chocolate, handmade with real strawberries and a splash of holiday cranberries. And make your meal more tropical with one of our tasty wraps or sandwiches. Eat better, feel better. Only at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Well, you think you've got what it takes to kick a field goal for $1 million? Well, Bell South is giving one lucky contestant the chance to make a field goal at halftime of the 2006 Chick-fil-A Bowl to win up to $1 million. To register and for complete contest details, log on to bellsouthsports.com. Bell South, listening, answering. First and 10, Miami at their own 27. Down 2 scores to Virginia in the third quarter. Handoff Javaris James. He's been the only featured back for Miami this afternoon, and he pushes the foul for 4, actually 3 yards out to the 30-yard line. Copper and Glaspie at the head of the chaos there for the Cavaliers.
Well, he's been the good news for Miami. The fact that they can count on him, but they're still void of the big play, and not by defense. Yeah, they have pulled the trigger.
You know, Leggett and Moore and Shields have had a very quiet day. Now, Shields has dropped the ball, and that got him in trouble.
That was a 3-yard pass.
Yeah.
I mean, down the field.
3 wide outs to the wide side of the field. And off to James. James straight ahead, and he carries the pile, this time to the first down marker.
It's a big-time run.
That is. John Copper made the tackle for Virginia, but not before James made a 7-yard gain.
And they still have enough time to play this style of football. Go after it, use those 300-pounders up front, and try to move the line of scrimmage. If you're going to grow them that big and then not use them, that's your fault.
There you go. Shields in the slot. Ryan Moore split out wide. Hand off James. That's all we'll see. Jeffrey Fitzgerald caught him, though, just as he crossed the line of scrimmage. 1-yard gain.
You have to put a hat on 95 and 91. If not, you have no chance to beat Virginia.
There's 95, Jeffrey Fitzgerald, redshirt freshman out of Richmond.
It's frightening how good that kid is. Be a redshirt freshman. He's sick.
You see the tribute to Ryan Patton by one of the Miami defensive players. 2nd down and 9. Kirby Freeman in one of those situations, and he's going to go to the most reliable tool Miami has had so far today, Javaris James. And Javaris James picks up a nice 7 yards out to the 45-yard line. Our Tropical Smoothie Cafe scoreboard. Ooh, Boston College may have pulled the rug out from underneath the Maryland Terrapins. 28-6. NC State on the scoreboard. North Carolina leads by 4. Chapel Hill. Florida cruising on against Western Carolina. Wisconsin pretty much doing the same against Buffalo.
Harper, here's Steve.
Yeah.
Cavaliers 23 over Maryland.
Yep.
First half.
20-0.
Yeah, Terps won.
3rd down 2. Hand off James. And it looks like that pile's going to move right into first down territory. They're going to give him a mark at the 47-yard line, and it looks like Miami's picked up the first down. Nary a pass for the Hurricanes here in the second half.
Again, meal ticket move. 330, 288, 326, 325, 335. You can't get a yard? Quit feeding. So this is what they're supposed to do. Go after it. Play physical football. You're going up against Long's 284, Fitzgerald's 279, 287. It's a test of will.
Now they've got two backups in there this afternoon. 79, Chris Barney. First and 10. Miami at their own 47-yard line. Blitz is on. Kirby Freeman puts it up. And it's almost picked off by Cook. Intended for Sam Shields. Chris Cook defending on the play. To the sidelines we go, and Mike Hogwood.
You know, being a kicker is a lonely life if you miss 2 field goals. Chris Gould on the bench, and you'll notice he's all alone. Nobody near him. He is really feeling bad about his day right now. The only thing that's really gone wrong for Virginia today.
Well, he's missed 2 kicks of 43 and 44 yards. If you see Virginia in a field goal situation again, could Chris Gould be going out there? We'll find out next time they get in close. Kirby Freeman looking at 2nd down and 10 from his own 47-yard line. Playing in place of the injured Kyle Wright. And off. Javaris James turns the corner, but doesn't get far. There to stop him. He's played a fine game today. Byron Glaspie, a sophomore from Basking Ridge, New Jersey. He's made several tackles behind the line and at the line and at the point of attack.
Well, I talked about Miami and their inability to throw long. They did try, but you're trying to string out, you're trying to string and stretch the Cavaliers. They're just too well coached, too disciplined. Then you see Marcus Hamilton, the senior. They don't give up contain. They tackle well. They pursue the football. They're really a heck of a lot like Miami's defense.
Sure are.
They run a different scheme, but the results are similar.
And they're not far behind them in the national ranking. No. 3rd down and 9. Virginia by 14. Miami with the ball. The pass to the flats is complete, but it's not nearly enough to Khalil Jones. Marcus Hamilton covering on the play. They may have lost. Matter of fact, they did. They lost 4 yards, and that'll bring the punter out on the field.
Boy, that's a great defensive stand. It appeared that Miami was just going to play bully ball, moving down the field. Then they took a shot, didn't get it, and 2 short dinks later, you punt.
Mike Brown is back to receive the punt of Brian Monroe. We saw his longest of the season, 74, and in fact his career long against North Carolina. Back in the Orange Bowl. Here comes Brown with a reception at the 10. And Brown hauled down at the 18-yard line. It's a 44-yard kick, and the tackle made by Bruce Johnson. And Virginia has the football back, up 2 scores, and their defense getting it done with 5:51 left to go in the 3rd at Charlottesville.
Welcome to your new home. You'll need to find the post office, a decent cup of coffee, and a bank. A friendly bank with free checking and all the bells and whistles. What a coincidence. We're right in the neighborhood. Banking, insurance, investments, BB&T. There's opportunity here.
What does it take to use energy wisely? To make your home more efficient? To preserve our resources and the environment? To make sure the quality of life you enjoy is enjoyed by your children and their children? To lower your electric bill and say, yeah, I'm making a difference. What does it take? People, performance, excellence. To save money with programs like Home Energy Check, visit progress-energy.com/save.
How lucky can one guy be? I kissed her.
Burger.
She kissed me.
Fries.
No one said, ain't
And a 24-year-old bottle of French Bordeaux.
Tell me quick.
The Hardee's $6,000 combo meal. Exclusively at the Palms.
This is the best time of the year, and it's only at your Toyota dealer. It's Toyotathon, the perfect time to save on many of the Toyotas you've been wishing for. Get a great deal on Toyota's biggest truck ever, the Tundra Double Cab. Now get $4,000 cash back, plus the XSP Sport Package discount for a total savings of $6,000 on the 2006 Tundra Double Cab. the Toyotathon year-end sales event. Hurry, time is running out.
ACC football brought to you in part by your local Toyota dealers. Steve Martin here along with Rick Doc Walker, Mike Hogwood. We're in Charlottesville, Virginia on a sunsplash day in November. 1st and 10, Virginia at their own 18. Jamil Sewell blitzes on and then drop pass by Mike Johnson. Michael Johnson is a senior playing his last game at Scott Stadium. Calais Campbell put the heat on.
So rare that Virginia has not been successful on first down. That's been part of their formula. Good news for Cane fans. Therese McCray back on the field.
Yeah.
It looks to be in good shape.
We still don't see Glenn Cook. No. It's Stewart in his place. Demetrius Stewart. 2nd and 10. This is Snelling, and now what we started to see at the end of the first half, Doc, we're starting to see a continuation of that here in the second. Virginia's starting to pick up some valuable ground game.
Yeah, and that was nice. Boy, if you had just a small, minor completion rather on first down, now you look at 3rd and short. This is midway. Going to be interesting. They've thrown the screen so well. They've run the waggle, and then you can always just give it to Sewell and let him run that little bit of abbreviated option.
That's right. 3rd down coming, and 5. Virginia up 14-0. Fontel Mines in motion. Headed that same way as Sewell. Sewell cocks the gun. It's incomplete, intended for Williams.
Great decision by Sewell. He saw it. He waited. He was patient. Let it open up. Put it right there. Didn't make the play. Got to make a play. But I like what this kid has done. Franchise. We just saw this kid.
Yeah.
At Florida State.
At Florida State. Different guy.
Yeah, different guy.
Different guy. Today, better timing. Wardrobe for our ACC football broadcast crew provided by S&K Men's Stores. Better quality, better service, better price. You look mighty fine there.
Well, thank you, Stephen.
Getting ready to punt is Ryan Wygant. And he gets off a good kick that Johnson tried to stay away from, and it's brought down by Virginia's Vic Hall. And it'll come down after a 36-yard punt. Miami gets the football back at their own 40. And we'll be back after this word from your local ACC station.
Maybe I can crash at your house.
Just bring your own toilet paper.
JD's relationship is on a roll.
How long will you be staying?
For a while.
But is it too much too soon?
There'll be banana hammocks everywhere.
Who haven't I slept with yet?
Next, Scrubs. Scrubs, tonight at 7:30.
Miller Motor Car Company, where you'll discover the lowest prices and the best financing in Central Florida. Before you buy your next car, you owe it to yourself to stop by Miller Motor Car. They hand-select vehicles with the highest quality and best price, then pass those savings on to their customers. Every vehicle is serviced and Carfax certified, most with factory warranties. Don't wait until there's a sale to shop for your next vehicle. Miller Motor Car Company have sale prices every single day on the big corner of John Young Parkway and North 441.
Where do you see yourself in 3 months? Where do you see yourself in 6 months? Where do you see yourself in 18 months? Where do you see yourself in the coming years? If you don't have a high school diploma or GED, FMU may be able to help you. For information, call FMU at 800-515-9723 or visit online. Don't wait, do it now.
Did you know that people with training beyond high school earn on average 30% more money than those with only a high school diploma? Now is the time to be part of that growing number of men and women making good money as a trained professional. Florida Metropolitan University offers career education in some of the hottest career fields in the Orlando area, including accounting, business, computer information science, criminal justice, healthcare, and legal. Pick up the phone and call the number on your screen right now. It's not every day you make a life-changing decision. This could be the most important call you'll ever make.
On TV 27, it's Stone Undercover.
This is Tom Stone. He's doing some undercover work for me.
Who the hell is this? Josh Goldman. Tim Wesley.
You work for me.
But if you are reliable, Tommy.
Absolutely.
Stone Undercover. Tonight at 8 on TV 27.
Hungry for breakfast? Chick-fil-A has a deal for you. Be one of the first 1 million people to register at freebreakfastnow.com and get a coupon for a free Chick-fil-A breakfast entree. Register now. Promotion ends December 2nd. Hogwood's down entering for us as we speak.
Oh, yeah. The only question is, will we get the reward.
Best field position of the day for the Miami offense. They're at their own 40-yard line. 1st and 10. Kirby Freeman at the controls, his second straight start. Javaris James is set back, and he's been the money man so far. This time he is collared after maybe a yard gain, and Chris Long rides him down after 1. And let's go to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood.
Steve and Doc, you were mentioning about Glenn Cook, the linebacker, a moment ago. I want to update you that he is okay, but he does have a concussion. He will not be back today.
That is crucial because they already have in Tararis Gooden 1 injury there at linebacker. That means 2 injuries at linebacker. And they're using Dimitri Stewart in the middle. 2nd down and 9 now. Kirby Freeman hands off Javaris James. Tackled now by Cook. Chris Cook comes up in the safety position. Not much imagination in this offense. So
well, you can't have a perfect no-hitter and expect to get some results.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe scoreboard. No change in the status at Chapel Hill, and Florida just gets richer down in Gainesville. 21-3 Wisconsin in the 3rd at Madison today.
Granted, Steve, Miami is breaking in a young quarterback, but I can't recall the last time I've seen a team with this talent that could move the ball.
3rd down and 8. Blitz coming on for Virginia. They pick it up, but Long is in pursuit of Freeman. And Freeman is just going to throw it to the tuba section. Matter of fact, throws it at our cameraman.
My goodness gracious. O'Hal's pumped up to him, boy.
The Virginia defense has gotten it done this afternoon. The huge hits. And of course, Freeman hasn't had much room to run. Now look, the fumble caused on this hit to Shields. It set Virginia in the short field. It's been there all day. Passes have been completed, but nothing for more than 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, but all that's fine. What they just squandered was great field position. That was the best field position Miami had.
And Monroe gets off a short kick. It's going to take a Miami roll to the 24-yard line. It's going to be a 33-yard kick by Brian Monroe, but they needed something a little bit bigger than that. Well, during the first half, we asked this All-Tel ACC Trivia Challenge question: which BCS conference has the best all-time winning percentage? What conference are we doing? It's the ACC.
Hello.
53%. There you go. Over the Pac-10 and that other conference, the SEC. Tune in next week for another ACC Trivia Challenge from All-Tel.
Well, my top 2 conferences, 1-2. Isn't that something?
Well, you played in the Pac-10, and that's the only reason we'll mention them. All right. 1st and 10. Emil Sewell hands off to Jason Snelling. And Snelling is hit right at the point of attack and driven back. Kareem Brown shows why it's so hard to run on this Miami team defensively.
I'd question now, to what extent is Kyle Wright injured, not available? I mean, at some point, you have got to figure out a way to change the complexity of your offense. I mean, they just blew a great opportunity. And right now, it's like the defense, whether I wouldn't say offensive.
No, that's for sure.
No, that would be a bad word.
Yeah. 2nd down. Sewell over the middle. And he's complete. Looks like for the first time today to Tom Santee. Or is that? No, that's going to be Stupar. Stupar with a catch, 11 yards, moved the chains.
He's having a heck of a game.
Yes, he is.
Really,
all the tight ends.
Yeah, they have. Coach Grove likes the tight end. He understands the position. They coach it well, and you give it opportunities. That's a good job. Get down, secure that football.
And they're going to review this play. Play is under review. You want to see if he trapped the ball. Now Al Groh wants to talk to his offense, wants to talk to his quarterback. Let's watch this again.
Key things, he found the open zone. The ball definitely hits the body first. Now we can't see if he got away from him or not.
He rolled over protecting him. But they have a sophisticated replay system that the ACC uses, and here's the call.
After review, the play stands as call on the field. Completion, 1st down.
Tom DeJoseph, the referee, letting the fans here at Scott Stadium know that that 11-yard pass play to Jonathan Stupar is going to stand, and that moves the chains out to the 38-yard line of Virginia. Emil Sewell has been frighteningly effective. 19 of 27 and nearly 200 yards. Pass incomplete. That is intended for Maurice Covington, the sophomore from Durham, North Carolina.
Wow, what happened?
Yeah. Well,
we have seen that all day.
Sewell with the first touchdown of the day. Jonathan Beeson tried to prevent it. It's a big pass to Kevin Ogletree after the fumble that set up this play. His second touchdown run of the day from 2 yards out. He takes it in. Of course, Sewell has been outstanding in moving his team. His timely runs, his timing in terms of hitting the open receiver. He's taken 2 sacks today.
His body language is completely different today. He's got a little bit more hip in his step.
Here comes Snelling. He turns the corner and drags the defender down to the 45-yard line. That's Brandon Merriweather making the tackle. It's going to be a gain of 7. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
If you like contact and violence, take a look at this. Watch 71. He'll pull. Watch him come over and then watch the results. I mean, that's another bolo block.
Ow.
When you can knock a guy, and when I say the cane, knocking the cane down is unique. These guys don't go down easily.
That's Beeson.
Yeah. He's a pure stud.
3rd down and 3. Virginia up 2 scores. Snelling looking for the first down marker. He's got it. In Virginia territory at the 48-yard line. Sharp comes up to make the tackle, but Virginia moves the chains. And time possession heavily weighted on their side here in the second half.
That was a valuable run. Not about the distance, it's the effectiveness of it. And when your team is as physical as Virginia has been today, and they've thrown in some real nice play calls and screens and the cute things, you got a chance to be a really good football team.
44-yard pass to the tight end opened the game. They've been on their, Miami kind of on their heels on first down in particular ever since. Sewell's just going to throw this away.
That was a great effort. Yeah, because he knew he'd be hit. And he didn't throw the ball out of bounds. Nothing burns me up more than to see a guy throw the ball out of bounds and not compete when their playmakers inbounds trying to make plays. He knew he'd get hit, but he stood in there and tried to make a play.
Chavez Grant, the nickel back in, covering Kevin Ogletree. We've only had 1 penalty on the day, and that was a big one against Miami.
Yeah,
Lance Leggett took the 15-yarder.
That was the best field position.
Yep, Miami had gotten down into the 26-yard line of Virginia, backed them up to the 44, and they had to kick it away.
Tell you what, the left tackle, Eugene Monroe, we have a King Kong Godzilla matchup with Campbell and Monroe. Crazy.
2nd down and 10. Sewell to throw again, and this one is caught. And it is caught by Covington, and Merriweather is upset with himself because he might have had a better shot at it than the receiver.
Well, he was all over it. Now, Merriweather, he's an excellent defensive back. He's always in a pretty good position. He'll hit. And you watch that matchup right here at the bottom. That throw, man, that's just great coverage. He just misplayed the ball.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's 6'4" frame stretched out.
And he's upset because he knew he missed coverage. Vegas Franklin comes in as a rush in, and that's the end of a quarter dominated by Virginia in yardage, if not by scores. Through 3, we're the same way here at Charlottesville. It's Virginia 14, Miami nothing. Time for our Progress Energy Progress Report. We look at the stats through 3 quarters. Rushing yards in favor of Miami. Total yards in favor of Virginia. And 211 yards in the air for the Cavaliers. And they're in the air again. This time to Jonathan Stupar, the tight end. But John Beeson is right there. There's no gain in this 3rd down play. And it'll bring up a 4th down. And the punting unit is on.
And that has been Miami's saving grace, is that they've played great football on 3rd down. They've done everything they can to try to help their offense.
And now they're going to be faced with a field position problem here as Chris Gold comes on to punt. He's going to try to nail this one inside the 20, inside the 10 if he can. Bruce Johnson is back there at the 10-yard line. The kick. It's a beautiful one, but might be more than he needed. Yeah, it goes into the end zone. So Gold goes out of the end zone It's going to be about a 50-yard kick, but it doesn't matter. It's coming back to the 20 for Miami to take it 1st and 10, and we'll be back right after this.
College life is so complicated. There's your grade point average, your roommates, then there's money. With BB&T student-free banking, you get free checking and easy access to your money. We'll even link your account to your folks' BB&T account back home. Because you've got enough to worry about, like what to wear this weekend. Banking, insurance, investments. BB&T. There's opportunity here.
Good, Aaron. Cow. Cow! Yes, sweetie, cow. Cow! Paul, where are the burgers?
Be one of the first million people to register at freebreakfastnow.com and get a free Chick-fil-A breakfast entree.
S&K is celebrating Thanksgiving by having a 50% off sale. 50% off Andrew Feza and Martina Franca suits, $99.98. 50% off camel hair sport coats, $99.98. 50% off cashmere blend top coats, $99.98. And 50% off merino wool knits. Kickstart your holiday shopping. Where are you going? S&K's 50% off sale ends Sunday. Get the S&K Advantage. Better quality, better service, better prices.
The numbers are growing every day. In Miami, New York, places like Chicago, San Francisco, and LA. One of the fastest growing brands in some of America's largest cities is Pontiac. Pontiac, designed for action. Vote for this week's Pontiac game-changing performance. Almost $200,000 in general scholarship contributions is on the line.
ACC football brought to you in part by Alltech. Now we're in the 4th quarter here in Charlottesville, Virginia, and Virginia leading Miami 14-0. Miami with the ball at their own 20-yard line. They're trying to get this done offensively with a rebuilt offensive line that features 2 freshmen. And one of them went out at left tackle. And that left tackle right now is Barney. It's Chris Barney, a freshman from Miami, Florida. Jason Fox started the day there. He went out with a dislocated elbow. Out of the shotgun, Kirby Freeman, 1st and 10. Sprints left to pass. His pass complete. It's to Chris Olsen. Greg Olsen, the tight end. Chris, of course, his brother playing for Virginia, and it gets it into Virginia territory at the 49. It's a 32-yard reception. That's the biggest play today for the Miami Hurricanes.
I mean, what took him so long would be my only question. You have a stud like Olsen who can get downfield. Yeah, it helps that, you have a defender slip. Nate Lyles has played good football, but you have to take a shot.
You have to take several to avoid being shut out for the first time since 1997. Ryan Hill is to the top. Khalil Jones in the pocket there, and there is Javaris James. Baby J gets out to about the 43-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5. Nate Lyles comes up to make the tackle for Virginia.
Steve, he's close to 100 yards on the ground. And that's usually a benchmark of success for an offensive unit. And, now if they get a little more balance, get on the board, now they're going up against Big Ben. So time is against them. But this is critical.
Yep, you see right there, last losing season. And it's been 8 bowl bids since. And they need a win in one of these 2 games to get another bowl bid and make it 9 straight. Out of the handoff, running into Jermaine Dias. And then getting back, and luckily he got the first down. Wow, that play should have blown up in the backfield. Sent him on the tackle, but Jermaine Dias blew his man back right into the ball carrier.
Boy, Dias was so close to him, he could have given you a break on his antiperspirant. He was that close to him, and yet he got nothing for it. He runs out of town. There's Fitzgerald, the man-eater, and he ran out of his arms. Here's a kid, 202 pounds. See, this is a baller. This is why I said the kid's a baller. It doesn't have to be there. He makes it happen.
I just can't get over that. Jermaine Dias just ate up the tight end or the fullback in that situation. Blew him up. 1st and 10. Miami keeps moving. At the 38. Freeman Sees nothing, straight ahead, slowed by Collins, finished by Fitzgerald, and also John Copper. Maybe a gain of about 1. Nate Collins is the only true freshman that Al Groh is playing this season, and he's playing in a very critical position at nose tackle. And that 3-4 alignment.
That's the one spot you think it'd probably take you the longest to grow into. It shows you the kind of guy Nate is, kind of player he is, that Al would trust him with that.
He's a true freshman from Port Chester, New York. Tyrone Moss now is in the backfield for the first time today, the 9th all-time leading rusher in Miami history. 2nd and 9. Here comes a handoff to him, and Moss pushes people ahead, including the umpire who hits the deck, and looks like he's hurt. Moss gets enough yardage to get up to the 31-yard line. Clint sent him on the tackle. That umpire there is Keith Roden. See, these guys ought to have helmets. That's next.
I've said it for years.
You know?
I'd have on pads, shoulder pads, helmet, mouth guard, shin guard. No way I'd get in there, hang out with those umpires, hang out without armor on.
They get that they're more of a part of the play.
No, it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, they're right out there, right with the linebackers.
Unless you're going to pay me like they pay some of these quarterbacks, the pros.
Next week, we'll see the same Virginia team in an arch rivalry battle with the Virginia Tech Hokies. And the game will come your way from Blacksburg, Lane Stadium, Worsham Field. And we hope you'll join us at 12 noon. ACC football today gets us going at 11:30 on many of these same stations. Virginia and Virginia Tech cap off our season. This will be our 10th together, Doc. Our Hummer scoreboard. You see Florida cruising, as is Wisconsin. And it'll cycle around and show us BC and Maryland. Tennessee leading Vanderbilt in 3rd. That game in Nashville today. South Carolina leading Middle Tennessee. And let's watch the umpire, Keith Roden. He caught Clint Sinton right in the chest.
Yeah. Now here's even worse. And then you get Andrew Bain on top of 330.
And the trainer for Virginia, the head athletic trainer, Ethan Saliba, is out there. He just caught a whole handful of Clint Sinton, and he's walking it off.
Yeah, today.
Yeah, look at his knee. That knee, he's favoring that knee, and look to that's probably where the contact came. It looks like he's all right. Keith Roden, the umpire, and the crew headed by Tom DeJoseph, whom you're looking at right there. And he's got to determine whether or not the guy can stay on, and they're going to say no. They'll go with 6.
And tomorrow, it'll be worse.
He earned his pay, and they all do.
No,
3rd down.
They did a great job, but that is hazardous pay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in a zone there, buddy. It's not about courage. Right in there, you got to check the guy's IQ to get in there with those horses.
3rd down and 4 for Miami. They're down 2 touchdowns. They're at the Virginia 32-yard line. Deron Thomas is now in the backfield for the first time today.
You better get a hat on Long and Fitzgerald. Give your word to the wise.
Ryan Moore to the bottom side. Out of the shotgun. Here's Deron Thomas trying to get to the outside. Lyles and Long slowing down. And he'll be short of the 1st down. It'll be 4th down at the 31-yard line. Chris Long making the big stop. Jermaine Dias and Nate Lyles coming in as well.
That's why he's a baller, because he makes plays when it's critical. He doesn't just show up at the end of the game and routes. Critical plays, 91 is always in the thick of it. 75, Fitzgerald, 95, pardon me, in the thick of it.
Biggest play of the game for Miami. They're going for it on 4th and 4. They're at the 32. They're down 2 scores. Play action for Freeman. Running for his life. The pass behind the open running back who had all kinds of room.
That would have been unreal because he had a convoy up front.
Long and Collins chased him all the way down I-64.
Another squandered opportunity. Boy, sent him. Great job on Olsen. He took away the tight end. That's where he wanted to go. Great block. You see the Canes competing in there. Boy, this had promise. sent him right there to your left. That's the boy, he just blew the tight end up. There you get a bolo block, Cavaliers flying around, and Long got a tip on that.
Yeah.
Chris Long got a hand on that football.
And Virginia takes over on downs, and they'll have it at their own 31-yard line. A key defensive stand by the Virginia Cavaliers, who now have it and can roll some clock off. Neil Sewell hands to Jason Snelling, and there's an opening. Virginia has rushed the ball better here in the second half. The opening gets him out to the 38-yard line. Glenn Sharp has to make the tackle. The gain is 6. But look at the number of tackles being made by defensive backs for Miami.
And that is a very, very productive run. You know, Jason has great temperament about him. You can't get emotional against the Canes because that 2-yard, 1-yard, or maybe a loss, and you get 6, he gets 8. He's just continually going forward.
They've got about 50 yards rushing on the ground in the second half, Doc. They're at 67 for the game.
That offensive line is starting to tee off.
Yeah, they are. 2nd down and 4. Handoff goes first man through. That's Snelling. And Kareem Brown hauls him down at the 39, maybe the 40-yard line. Big gain on the play of about 2. But this is how Virginia will fight this battle from here on out.
Yeah, well, it's going to be hand-to-hand combat. But if you had any plans after the game for Snelling, cancel them.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to be in the mood for it. Because I'll tell you what, boy, you carry the ball against the Hurricanes, and, boy, you're a man. And that kid is. Jason has really played good football.
Snelling with 17 carries, 34 yards. But he's also caught 5 balls today, 55 yards. So.
And he's blocked on pass pro.
Yep. Former fullbacks do that. Here they go. Albert knocks down his man. That gets Snelling free. And he's out near midfield. He's got the first down at the 48-yard line. Merriweather and Levon Ponder have to make the tackle. But what a block Brendan Albert got.
Albert's a great name. That's what he is, man. He comes around. He's agile, mobile, and that's a sinister block there. I mean, that's just, he's doing things now with just a part of his body. He's winging guys and knocking them out.
He was going to make 2 blocks in that play.
Oh, boy.
I got one. I'm going downfield to get another. 1st and 10 at the 48. Fontel Mines split wide out to the wide side of the field, but you can ignore that. Featured back of the day is going to be Jason Snelling. Here he goes. Cunningham paves the way, but it is Sharpton who's played very well for Miami, and also Glenn Sharp. Glenn Sharp took on the blocker. Sharpton cleaned out the tackle.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. They take Miami, they take great pride in taking away what you'd like to do, and everyone would like to run, and they just don't have it. They're worn down, and then, you know, you compound the things that have happened over the past week or so, and this is where it really starts to wear on a football team.
Sure does. 2nd down and 11. Hand off. Now the reverse. Ogletree. Ogletree turns the corner. Ogletree. Big block downfield, and he's pulled down to the 25-yard line by Brandon Merriweather. It'll be a gain of 28 yards and a back-breaking play by Virginia to push deep into Miami territory.
That was a big play, big call by Mike Grove, because it could have been a disastrous loss. But the playmaker, Ogletree, off and running. And Brandon Merriweather makes a huge play to get off a block and save a score. See, Atkins bit. He got inside, and the big ones are after it. That was a great defensive play. Save points.
Yep, save 6 right there, but Miami now defending in the short field at their own 25. Sewell, handoff Snelling. The side is sealed, and he gets all the way to the 10. Another 15-yard gain. Glenn Sharp has to make the tackle. Doc, they sealed that right side off.
Well, Anthony Poindexter, the running back coach, and a former canine of the first degree, safety here with those great Virginia teams. You coach a guy there, you can draw it up, but that's a feel. That's all about Jason. Instinct, reading blockers, going downhill.
Misdirection. Everybody was headed left. He saw an opening to his right, and Sharp made a saving tackle. First and 10 at the 11. Snelling straight ahead. He's down to the 9. A third score here would be a crushing blow for Virginia. Merriweather on the tackle.
Well, the way Miami's offense has played, a field goal would have been a crushing deal. I mean, I'm not certain they could have matched 3-zip the way they played on offense. I mean, it's just, you know, you go, okay, young quarterback, second one, would they put the other guy in?
Well, the other guy's hurt. He's not coming.
Well, then put the third guy in. I mean, at some point,
third guy's a walk.
Would it make up somebody? You know, your defense just plays too well to be left in the cold that long.
2nd and 9. Sewell to throw. The pass complete to Snelling. Snelling stretches it out. He gets down to the 3. John Beeson on the tackle. It's a gain of 7. And it'll leave Virginia 2 shy of the first down and 3 shy of the end zone.
This defense has forced Virginia to settle for 2 field goal attempts. This is about all you can ask for your team, out of part of your team.
It's 3rd down and 2. They can get a first down at the 1-yard line. Full house backfield. Sewell, a handoff. Snelling. Snelling hit at the 5. Willie Cooper, Glenn Sharp bring him down for a loss of 2. Cooper, the junior from St. Augustine, Florida. Sharp, the graduate student from Miami. And that brings up 4th down, and that brings in a new field goal kicker. Chris Gold missed a pair from 40. This is Noah Greenbaum. Greenbaum is 2 for 2 in field goals. Or rather, yes, 2 for 2 in field goals in his career at Virginia. And this will be a short one of about 22 yards. There's the kick. It is up, and it is good. The field goal gets it to 17. Noah Greenbaum with the kick, and Virginia now leads 17-0 over the Miami Hurricanes in an effort to make themselves bowl eligible.
Hey guys, y'all set? Y'all buckled in here? Bye-bye, Eddie.
So how was the first day?
You know, I think my dad was wrong. Maybe I do have a future as a ski bum.
Retirement isn't an end. It's the start of what you were meant for all along. So grab your skis and say, hello, future. Call your advisor about the retirement resources of Lincoln Financial Group.
There are times you gotta ask yourself, do you think you've got the torque? Or do you know you've got the torque? New Q Torque Power for trucks. Heat activated to help more of your engine's power reach the road. No leading synthetic motor oil delivers more torque than Q Torque Power. New full synthetic Q Torque Power for trucks. Unleash all your horses.
Can frozen biscuits be fresh biscuits?
Technically, we're not allowed to call them fresh. We get them frozen in a box, but they're frozen fresh. It says so on the box. And then I take them out of the freezer, and the biscuit becomes fresh again right before your eyes in the microwave. It's actually pretty cool. The biscuit just, boom, fresh again. And they have a freshly heated biscuit.
There's nothing fresh about frozen biscuits. Made from scratch biscuits, baked fresh every morning at Hardee's.
Come on, save yourself.
ACC football brought to you in part by Ruby Tuesday. Enjoy Ruby Tuesday's new jumbo lump crab cake and premium aged prime sirloin steak. Simple, fresh American dining. Yours always, Ruby Tuesday. Well. The field goal puts Virginia in a good mood. They took 6 minutes off the clock to get there in 10 plays. Noah Greenbaum, a 22-yard field goal for the Cavaliers. Jameel Sewell executed them beautifully downfield. They're ready to go. Gold with the kick. And out of the end zone. It's going to be Johnson. Bruce Johnson heads up the sideline. Is brought down at the 27-yard line. 29-yard return.
There's a flag.
And we got a flag down on the play.
Coach Coker will not be pleased with this one.
While they sort that out, a look at our Q Motor Oil Power 25. Now, this becomes very important if it mirrors the BCS standings, because that's how the ACC Bowl bids beyond the Orange Bowl will be determined. Wake Forest is your top-ranked ACC team right now at 14. They win tonight against Virginia Tech. That can only get better. Georgia Tech playing Duke this afternoon. Virginia Tech at Wake Forest. BC is thrashing Maryland 38-16 at last look. So Maryland, BC going upward. Maryland may be sliding down. And Clemson in 25th.
Personal foul, 18 down the return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Only 2 penalties so far this afternoon, both against Miami, and both have been big ones. This one will deprive them of decent field position that pushes them back to the 14.
Here's a question for you. Name another conference that has 6 members in the BCS top 25.
I can't think
Time's
of one.
out. Time's over.
It's over. Yeah. Now they may not be in the top 5.
No.
Right, but they're in there.
Well, it's not over.
No. Got 2 weeks remaining and a lot of time to make some impressions. You got to think if Wake Forest wins out, they're in good shape to probe the top 10. Here comes the pass to Ryan Moore, his first catch of the day. And now Miami has no choice. They got to get airborne. They got to get yardage in big chunks, and they get out to the 23-yard line, where it is going to be a 7-yard gain.
That's what I was talking about early on.
Let's
come out at half, throw it out, throw it in.
Well, now 3:25 left to go in the game. And after this play, we'll be headed to the sideline. Kirby Freeman out of the shotgun. On 2nd and 1. Going downfield as a man open. Leggett! Leggett! No one's going to catch him. Touchdown, Miami. Lance Leggett, 77 yards downfield, and there's a hush here at Scott Stadium. Just like that, Miami's back in the game.
Well, that's Hurricane football. I mean, my whole question was, did somebody hold the play caller hostage? I mean, we've been here all day waiting to see, are you going to take a shot at something? You get a square out, and I thought, well, were you going to pad stats? No, you could try to put points on the board and help your defense that had your own life support all day.
Leggett downfield for 77 yards on the pass from Kirby Freeman. The kick is up, and it is good by Petty. And Miami's on the board. They're down by 10 with 3:08 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Virginia 17, Miami 7, but new life on the Hurricane sidelines thanks to Lance Leggett.
There's more life in a Bell South house because you can get Singular Wireless, unlimited long distance and local calling, high-speed internet and DirecTV service coming together with one thing in mind, saving you money every month, guaranteed, on a family of services that's perfect for your family. Bring it all together and you'll get a nice warm feeling too. Only from Bell South. Call today.
So, tell me in your own words a little bit about Geico.
Well, it's one-stop shopping, really, Geico.com. You can get a free rate quote, you could compare coverage options, you could file a claim, pay your bill online, even, have a little chat with an associate if you need help.
What about you? Can they chat with you?
I'm here for Geico, love. Let's not delve into my personal life, eh?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We're challenging Honda and Toyota head-on at the Hyundai Challenge Year-End Sales Event. It's your last, best, biggest chance to save up to $2,000 cash back on a lineup that offers you better quality, better fuel efficiency, a better warranty, and better year-end savings on models like the award-winning Sonata. We're up to the challenge, and you'll put up to $2,000 in your pocket, but only if you hurry. Get a new Sonata V6 with up to $2,000 cash back or 1.9% APR.
Everybody's getting tropical. Try the Tuscan turkey sandwich made with oven-roasted boar's head turkey, spicy pepper jack cheese, ripe tomato, fresh lettuce, and served on lightly toasted focaccia bread. And make your meal more tropical with our new cranberry truffle smoothie made with real fruit. Eat better, feel better. Only at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Virginia 17, Miami 7, and so the Hurricanes avoid the shutout. Lance Leggett pulls in a 77-yard pass from Kirby Freeman. 2 plays, 86 yards downfield. On 2nd and 1, he found Leggett at least 3 feet in front of the defender, and he went the rest of the way. Tony Franklin is back to receive now, and the kick from John Petty. There's Lance Leggett. For him, that's his 9th career touchdown. And his 3rd of the season. Al Groh concerned, wanted the shutout, just wants to win here. 3:08 left.
Flashbacks of that Maryland game.
Let's see if they go onside here. Looks like they're going to. Down 2 scores. Not enough time to get things done conventionally. Needs to go 10 yards, obviously. Petty looking for the signal. Everybody ready? And now we have a stoppage. There's a flag down on the play.
Get ball. Delay of game. 13 on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Free kick.
Wonder what he was waiting on.
I don't know. Waited too long. That's the 3rd penalty of the day, and all 3 have come against Miami. I don't believe Virginia's had a penalty this afternoon. So that'll back it up 5 yards. And it looks like they're going to try it again.
And when you play Miami and your offensive line doesn't get a holding penalty, you've done well.
Yep.
You've done really well.
You've done outstanding. Here comes Petty to kick again. Yep. Emmanuel Byers picks it up at the 42. His hands are so short. He's thrown 3 touchdown passes in his career. All right, Virginia used 6 minutes off the clock thanks to Jason Snelling. He opened up some holes, got himself downfield. And then, of course, the reverse to Ogletree got him 25 yards downfield. That got him in the scoring zone. Snelling takes it inside the 10, and then the kick by Noah Greenbaum from 22 yards out. All right, 17-0. Miami roars right back. On 2nd and 2, Kirby Freeman up the sideline. Lance Leggett has 3 steps on Marcus Hamilton and goes 77 yards for the touchdown. And that's where we are right now. And, of course, Virginia has the football in Miami territory after the onside at the 42-yard line. Get a first down here, and it's pretty much over. Miami has 2 timeouts remaining. Jameel Sewell, the redshirt freshman, in his 8th start this season, looks amazingly different from how he looked in Tallahassee 2 weeks ago. And
it's scary. Had we not been there and seen it, I wouldn't have believed it on TV or on the tape.
I'll tell you what.
No way.
Virginia, thanks to his execution and the game plan. There's BC leading Maryland. And the Hummer scoreboard rolls on. Florida, they whack Western Carolina. You look at Chris Long on the sidelines. All right, here comes the Virginia offense. So Boston College looks like they're going to keep themselves in that Atlantic Division race. But it could be over if Wake Forest wins tonight against Virginia Tech. Here's Sewell on the carry, and Sewell around the end picks up another first down and surprises Miami. Merriweather has made a ton of tackles in the secondary. Comes down with that one. It's an 18-yard gain for Jameel Sewell.
That play has been money in the bank for the Virginia Cavaliers.
Because they haven't overused it.
Well, no, they haven't. But every time they've used it, it's been premium yards. Blocked well. The execution. You see, you get flow away. You get everybody going that way. Then they come back. You get a personal protector downfield. Everybody's locked up. Another tight end.
Yep.
Blocked. I mean, it's just hard to find it work that often.
Delay handoff. Comes to Snelling. And Snelling is brought down to a knee by Merriweather. So Merriweather penetrated that time and throws Snelling for a loss of about 3. Timeout called by Miami now. As Larry Coker wants to take advantage of every second on the clock, provided they get it back. Miami has 1 timeout remaining. Today's Lincoln Financial Group players of the game: John Beeson, 15 tackles for Miami, 2 for loss, and Jameel Sewell for Virginia, 23 of 33, 217 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. In recognition of their efforts, Lincoln Financial Group is pleased to provide $2,000 to the Weaver James Corrigan Postgraduate Scholarship Fund of the ACC. Hello, future. Congratulations to both. Miami gathering along the near sideline. Miami down to 1 timeout now. And Kirby Freeman will be called upon to execute if Miami gets the ball back. Virginia looking now to 2nd down and 15.
And then Miami is left to ponder and go, well, what if?
Yeah, what if we'd have put the ball in the air?
Or at least take. It's one thing if the defense stops you. You can say all bets are off.
Yeah.
But to not attempt it, I'm not anywhere close to trying to say I know it all, but I do know enough to ask the question.
Well, those questions will probably be left for Larry Coker to answer after this game is through. Even if they do lose this game, which is a distinct possibility, they still can become bowl eligible next week. Actually Thursday when they face Boston College at home. 2nd down and 14. Cavaliers, and this is going to be Snelling, and he's brought down by Eric Moncour at the 30-yard line. Probably a loss of another yard on the play. And Miami will take their final timeout. Well, join us next Saturday at high noon, the last game of the year for us, as we bring you a classic rivalry between Virginia and Virginia Tech. These 2 teams have been battling it out since 1895 for the right to call themselves Virginia's best. The Hokies won the last 2 meetings and plan to keep the streak alive behind the legs of running back Brandon Orr and a punishing defense. But the Wahoos want to finish the year strong. And Al Groh and the Cavs are thinking upset. It's a battle for the Commonwealth, and the Who's battle the Hokies, if you'll see it right here a week from today, Saturday at high noon, and on most of these stations, ACC football today at 11:30. Al Groh, his team facing a 3rd down. Get yourself in field goal position or something. Right now you're up 2 scores. And getting ready, warmed up, Noah Greenbaum. He kicked the last one of 22.
Who would have thought it, following UVA's loss to Georgia Tech, that they would be in a position here at the end to play for something? And that's what next week's all about, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's bowling. And Al said it. We played the 2006 season with 2007 players.
3rd down, handoff Snelling. Snelling follows the tight end. It shuts down after about 3 yards, and we got a flag. Moncour is on the tackle, sophomore from Miami. And let's see, they're motioning against Miami face mask.
There is no flag on the play. The hand was on the top of the helmet.
All right, they thought face mask, then they talked it over and said the hand was on the top of the helmet. That stops the clock at 2:09, so Larry kind of got a break on that play.
Well, if anybody deserves a break, it's Larry Coker.
They've just shown the replay here in-house, and the crowd would like to disagree with Tom DeJoseph. 4th down, and they're not going to attempt a field goal. They're going to try to see if they can get the 1st down or just
watch number 71.
And here is Snelling, and Moncour again has made the last 3 stops now. He makes all tackles on this, and Virginia gives up on downs. And now Miami will have it. They need 2 scores. They have 1:45 and no timeouts remaining to do it.
What a kind of game that Brandon Albert had at left guard for the Cavaliers. I'm miffed at why they didn't attack right behind him.
Well, they figured Miami's had only 1 play in excess of 20 yards this afternoon. They need a bunch of them here. Here's Freeman downfield, and it's intercepted. Marcus Hamilton, his 5th of the season. And Hamilton goes down to the 42, and that pretty much sinks Miami's hopes. Marcus Hamilton. The receiver hadn't even broken yet.
It was a poorly thrown ball. Good for Hamilton, his final game as a Virginia Cavalier here at home. And especially following having given up the long bomb, you didn't want to live with that. But again, you're trying to throw in there, you throw it out in hope. This ball just kind of gets away from it. Wasn't due to pressure. See, that's the pitiful part about it.
He's looking for the tight end.
As much pressure he's been under, he was not under pressure on that play. That's just an errant throw.
Yeah, it was. 1st and 10, and Virginia can take a couple of knees and see this one out. And they live for another week to get bowl eligible. They'll be 5-6, and they need a win over Virginia Tech to go bowling for the 5th straight year. Sewell will take the knee. And it ends another traumatic week for the Miami Hurricanes. Let's go to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood.
I got to tell you a story about Marcus Hamilton. Jim Daves, who's the sports information director here, said that every time he's gone out on the field before the game and told Marcus Hamilton how many interceptions he has in his career, he's come up with one for that day. He hadn't done it in a week or two, and he said, so Marcus told him today he had to come out on the field. So he came out of the press box earlier today, walked out on the field while they're warming up and said, Marcus, one more, you got 15. Look what happened. They believe in some superstitions here.
Well, he's tied for 3rd nationally in that department. And this is his last performance, and I'm sure he's quite emotional.
Oh, yeah.
In his last year. Graduate student out of Centerville, Virginia. And this game is going to wind down to a conclusion with not another snap from center. Both teams come out to midfield. Larry Coker and Al Groh will be meeting here. And that'll be it. As the Virginia Cavaliers stay in the race to be bowl eligible. So's Miami, but they got to do it at home on a short week with a powerful opponent coming to the Orange Bowl, the Boston College Eagles. Al Groh headed to the sidelines. There's Marcus Hamilton, who had that big interception. And the Virginia Cavaliers dispose of Miami. It's their first ever win in 4 meetings against the Hurricanes. 17-7 the final, and Al Groh going to thank the fans at Scott Stadium in their final performance here at Scott Stadium this season. They're still alive for something special at the end, and they can make it happen next week, but their opponent will be tough as well at Virginia Tech. As Al Groh comes back out onto the playing field, the Cavaliers did it with a superior defensive performance and an offense that got going with no penalties this afternoon.
It was just a piece of work to watch their offense operate.
Let's get down to the sidelines. Mike Hogwood is standing by with Al Groh.
Al, that was a complete football game by your team today.
Well, Mike, I'm very proud of the way these guys fought and executed. We know coming in against a team like Miami, it would take a total team effort, offense, defense, special teams. Players are ready to go. The coaches had them ready to go. Just very happy for these 5th-year seniors who were the original class who came in, who got this thing going in the right direction. And I think you can see we're going to have a good team here, and those guys had so much to do with it.
No doubt about it. You got a guy standing over there that's going to talk to us in a minute. Jason Snelling, what has he meant to your team this year?
Well, he's been the flag carrier all the way through. He's got a great heart, and he's one of the guys one of the guys that, you know, it's just so happy, makes me so happy to see this guy have a great game like this on the way out. It's just
it's a kiss. Thank you, Al. We're going to move in and talk to Jason now. Jason, your final game here on this field, you went out strong, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it just feels great. You know, all week we just talked about, you know, just coming out, just having fun, just playing, you know, just giving the seniors, you know, a memory game, you know, and that's what we did. Everybody fought hard, they played hard, and it just feels real good.
Well, you know, one more win and you're bowl eligible, and you're going to play those Hokies in Blacksburg. We'll be there with you next week. You got some thoughts on playing them already?
Oh, yeah, I mean, you know, it's Virginia Tech versus Virginia. You know, that's the game that we look forward to all year. And, you know, we got a little grudge, a chip on our shoulder. You know, they beat us pretty good last year here at home. And we're just going to go out and try to have a game like we did today. And hopefully we'll get to play another one in December.
Jason, it's been fun watching you play. You play with such heart and energy. It really has been inspiring. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. That is Jason Snelling. You saw his coach. There is love between those two, believe me. And Jason Snelling, a big part of this win today, along with their great quarterback, the redshirt freshman Jamil Sewell. Steve?
Well, he pushed himself over to the tailback position from the fullback because they didn't have really a great stable of running backs. It allowed them to keep the red shirt on a guy who will be very special here in Virginia in years to come. Virginia beats Miami 17-7.